never feel happy. Never feel happy. No, you won't. Until you try. You'll never feel happy. Never feel. You'll never feel happy until you try. Never feel happy until you try. You'll never feel happy. Never, 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 never. You never, 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 never. You'll never feel happy until you try. Never feel happy until you try. Happy until you try. Never feel happy until you try.
Yeah! Hello. 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 I'm a sprout. 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 Look at me. I'm a sprout. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm a sprout. I'm so excited. I'm so surprised. I'm so surprised how enthusiastic everybody is about me playing Final Fantasy. Oh my God. I want you to know I played this game on stream once a very long time ago. And my CCV was like 10, something like that. So it's very exciting to do this with so many more gremlins. Hello. Um Hello. So sorry. Happy Tuesday. Happy time zone. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I started much later than usual. I'm currently I'm currently I'm currently in prep for a movie. So that's a big update.
Hello!
Hello, hello, hello. Oh my God. What is it? We just started. 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 I almost said I just farted. Hi. See ya, baby. Thank you so much for the 25 gifted. Hi. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you. 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 Thank you so much. Thank you, Giga Baby. That was very sweet of you. I hope you had a great 4th of July. Well, come on in. If you got a gifted sub, make sure to thank your gifter because that was very generous of Giga Baby, of Zia Baby. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that's very sweet of you. Thank you. Thank you. If yes, make sure if you got a gifted sub, you thank Zia because that was very nice of them. Hi. Hello. I know. So exciting to start. I can't believe it. I am so I'm so surprised. I am so surprised. Um so yeah, yesterday we talked about it. Yesterday we talked about it, but basically one of the things that came out of Anime Expo is that I want to play some Final Fantasy 14. I got hit with some major nostalgia at Anime Expo, and I wanted to hang out with all of you and maybe finally dive back into it. And now that I have my friends that play, I'd love to do it. So yesterday, I decided that I wanted to play. And I'll be real. So I have played Final Fantasy 14 before, but I got to a certain point, and it was a very long time ago. I want to say it was like literally like 3 years ago. Like I don't even remember what the heck. Alvin, thank you so much for your sub with Prime. Mwah! Thank you so much. Hi, hello. Thank you so much. Thank you for the hype train. Holy moly. I guess this is a good time to say before we continue talking about Final Fantasy goodness. It is the last month of Partner Plus Level 2 push. That means it is the last month to make the Diners PP nice and girthy and the longest it's ever been. And so, how does that happen, you may ask? You have to self subscribe to the channel at Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3. Or if you're already subbed, or like you got a gifted sub, you can upgrade your sub because gifted subs and prime subs do not count towards that goal, unfortunately. Always appreciated, of course. Of course. But it is. But if you want to help with the Partner Plus goal, self-subscribing helps un montón. So thank you very much. Other announcements. Oh, I forgot to do this. So, well, the biggest announcements before we dive into Final Fantasy yapping because I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Of course, I got Joe Cat queued up. We're gonna be watching some Joe Cat because I gotta learn about my Final Fantasy and what's a better person to watch than the lovely, lovely Joe Cat, who I adore so much, and who I'll probably yank to come in here at some point to help me. um but I already have girl DM. She's already like, I got you, girl. And I got so many people, so many people enthusiastically being down to help me because I've only played this. I played this game kind of blind, and then I didn't really have a goal except to kind of level up. I never really kind of paid attention to the story. Um, but yes, so before we dive into Final Fantasy talk, I do have one major announcement. Two major announcements. One's a reminder. One is Offkai is coming up. We just did Anime Expo. Offkai is coming up. Is VTuber convention in San Jose, California, at the end of the month. And your girl is bringing the Dinah to Offkai. I'm so excited. So what does that mean, Miss Lala? That means we're gonna have merch. That means I will be at the booth all weekend long if I'm not at a panel or I'm not emceeing the amazing Neon Matsuri, which is on Friday of Offkai. I will be at the booth, so make sure to stop by and say hello. Consider it as an ever flowing, never ending meet and greet. So, great. So, very exciting. And so reminder of that. And secondly, is your girl booked another movie. I can't believe it. I booked another movie as a costume designer. Very exciting. So just a heads up, what does that mean? That means that it's going to be kind of crazy. I will be starting prep in a couple of weeks. The movie shoots in August. So, what did I learn last time? I may have to take a brief hiatus from streaming, or I may only be able to stream on the weekends. But I will keep you posted. I'm not traveling, it's actually shooting where I live, which is very nice. So, a little bit more comfortable. But I will let you know about any stream schedule updates, which is very good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Holy moly. Randomer, thank you for the 5 gifted. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for the boomstick for the tips. Mwah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the tip, baby. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So yes, I oh, and thank you for the hydrate. I know you can hear it in my voice. I'm still recovering from AX. It's because I've literally been in meetings all day from yesterday. Yesterday I had a meeting that went all the way up until I started stream. Today, same thing. Which is why I was behind. Basically, opened the Diner Doors late because I had because I had this I had a movie meeting, um, and so that's what happened. So anyway, but tomorrow I don't, so I get to recover my voice the first half of the day. I need some vocal rest, so. But thanks for the hydrate, Lil Rose. Thank you. Mm, mm, mm. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, okay. Oh my god. Final Fantasy 14. Yeah! I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm so excited about Final Fantasy 14. So we're going to start playing not today. Today, I'm going to do something I've never done before, which is actually doing research. Actually doing research on how to play this fucking game and like the different.
Great. I think I got it.
Uh-huh.
But just in case, tell me the whole thing again. I wasn't listening.
Write it down next time. Write it down next time. So today we're gonna be doing research. I'm gonna be asking lots of questions, and then we're gonna start. Okay, I did decide that I will commit. I will regain my identity as la 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 the la la fell. Yeah. 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 So there you go. I will be la 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 the la la fell. The thickest and spiciest, the thickest of the Lalafels. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry. Excuse me. Pardonnez-moi. Pardonnez-moi. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're so cute. Oh my god. Wait, what is why? As for you okay, wait, let me I love that you have a little sprout next to your name. Oh, okay, so let me say hi to everybody. I know that stream has started and I didn't get to do my normal hello, so I'll say hello as best as I can. Dice. Oh, well, first of all, thank you so much for your stream streaks, Dipshitiot, Judge, Lady Ace. Thank you for your stream streaks. Thank you, Jolly Pop, Escargo, Angel Sun, Biak, Samurai Biako. Thank you, Night Rook Raven. Thank you for tier one. Mwah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for all your stream streaks and for hanging out, everybody. I really appreciate it. Looney Tooney, hello, we Goblin Folk, Bunny Boy, RW Bunny Boy, welcome on in. Happy Time Zone, Samurai Byako, Enemy, John C, hello, and Mouse, welcome on in. Mercenary Enzo, Vincetti, Love Abigail, the Tuta Store, hello, Red Lion, hello, Jolly Pop, Twin B, hi, Lil Rose. Hi, Looney Tooney, Garchomp. Gannon, Lucas, Lady Ace. Hello. The Furry Minty. Welcome on in. See ya, baby. Again, thank you so much. Been very busy and dealing with a lot. Well, I hope that the things that you're dealing with are, I hope you're doing okay, honey. That's all I can hope you. Yes, AX was very fun though. I had a great AX, very busy, but a good AX. Hi, Nitro Furball, Meon, Demon Seed, Elvin, Cryptid Bones, Pinto Goblin. Hello, Gannon, Kyle. Hello, Vicious. Hello, Zero. Good to see you, Kyle and Ironheart. Tired Coffee Gay. So good to see your name in chat, baby. Welcome on in. Hello. Hello, Randomer. Hello. Thank you so much. That's really, really sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you. Uh, hello. Oh my goodness. Um, I'm trying to catch up. Hanzo, Boomstick, Pika Chica, and Sour. Welcome. Welcome. Who else we got? Sword Co-Air. Oh, Co-Air. Welcome on in. Captain Cat. Hello. Hi, Office Gremlins. Hello. Good to see you. Hello. Land EX, welcome on in. Captain Peter's pilot, hello. Crossbow, welcome on in. Hi, Casual Sleepy Gamer, welcome on in. Hello, Esperator, welcome. HGC, Martha Miss, Wild Night, thank you for your stream streak, baby. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, uh, Twitch amped. Welcome on in. Hello, Cartoon Vic. Welcome on in. Allie. Oh, have a good night, baby. Thanks for saying hello. Mwah. Thank you. Yay! Thank you, Peter, for your stream streak. Thank you so much. If I miss you, always make sure, like you're always welcome to say hello. I love to say hello to my greaser gremlins. It is a tradition I hold near and dear to my heart. So welcome on in, everybody. Welcome. Hi, Sema. Hi. Hello. How are you? Hello. Well, I'm very excited to start this journey. Very excited to start this journey. What? Wait, what is. Hold on. Let's see. What is this? Ooh, all this music is so epic. Oh my God. This music is, all of it is so epic. So good. I actually, it's very good. Uh, da- hey, oh yeah. Wait a minute. It's not my birthday. No, I'm learning about Final Fantasy today, but it's not my birthday. Take it back. Hiya. Listen, I know I said that I was gonna give you that email. And I will. It's in the works, okay? It's it's happening. And I can't believe I agreed to that for your PP goal last month. Okay? God, okay? I can't believe I agreed to it, but I like to reward you guys for good behavior, but at the same time I realize maybe giving you too much power. No, Martha. It's not my birthday. No, Allie. No. 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 Not birthday. It's in September. Like Sour said. Yeah, no, not my birthday. Hi, Dr. Frank. Welcome on in. Hi, Cyber. Yeah, I'm a little sprout. Hold on, wait. I gotta take a picture. I gotta take a picture. Hold on. I'm gonna do this. Hold on. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Hold on. Wait. Uh. 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 Okay. Wait. 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 Okay. Wait. I'm a sprout. Look at me. I'm a sprout. I'm a sprout. I'm a sprout. I'm a facial sprout. Listen, I'm very excited. I'm very excited um to learn about Final Fantasy because that means I get to understand the value of my Magic the Gathering collection even more. My Final Fantasy cards. I really hope that they come out with the second drop of it and they do the other titles because it was so successful. It was so successful. It was so successful. They should do it again. Yeah. Oh, hello. Uh, nah. One silly Final Fantasy 14. You can put all links in the Discord. We do have a Final Fantasy 14 channel. If it's all Final Fantasy 14 stuff, you can put it in the Final Fantasy 14 channel. Because we don't allow links in chat. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bombard is excited. Dandy, thank you so much for the biddies. Mwah. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Hey, RX man, welcome. Hi. Hi. Yeah. All those spells are fun. Mine was named Gargarlic. I love that name. Gargarlic for Lalafell. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Hi, Procta. Welcome on in. Yeah. Yeah, like I know Final Fantasy has so that the Final Fantasy set outsold the Lord of the Rings set, which is kind of crazy. And they're gonna do their Hobbit set, so I want to think about maybe doing the next one. So yeah. Yeah, we're going to Hobbit. I'm very excited. We actually we gotta open I gotta open some I got some MTG product. We haven't done a ham cam stream in a while. And I owe you a cooking stream. This I know. I owe you one. That was the first month PP goal. I was trying to do it while I was visiting my parents, but there was a lot happening, so it was pretty impossible. Um um but uh Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles and our tactics set. I think that'd be really cool. Like I think they should do because what is it? They had Commander decks for 7, 10, 14, and I think Final Fantasy 6. So I'd love to see 8, 9. And some of the other ones. Yeah. Mm. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, Grantleton. Hi, Aquatic. You look like an adorable pinata from Super Mario Manja. Well, I'm a sprout. I'm a baby Final Fantasy player now. Final Fantasy 14 player. So when I played Final Fantasy 14, well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna listen. You know what? We listen. We're gonna watch some stuff today. We're gonna watch some stuff today. Okay. Okay. We are going to be recording for YouTube, so just be aware. And I'll let you know. I'm going to do my intro right now, actually. You know, I got to edit this later. Got to get back on my YouTube grind. I took a little bit of break because of travel and AX, but I got to put some stuff up this week. But what better way than to do Final Fantasy? So I got to do my intro. So hold on. I got to do my intro. So if all of you, if you want to say hi, here, I'll make you all bigger. You want to say hi to YouTube? Go ahead. Go ahead. Say hi to YouTube. I put in the video. Hi, YouTube. Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya. I'm a sprout. I'm learning how I'm a sprout. Hi. Hi. Hello. Hi. I'm a sprout. And a sprout and I'm a sprout because today I'm going to be learning about. Hold on, pulls up notes. I must pull up notes. Hold on. I must learn about the. Hold on. the. Hold on. Wait. Hold. Here we go. Uh, Today I am learning about the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV with an expanded free trial which you can play through the entirety of A Realm Reborn and the award-winning Stormblood expansion up to level 70 for free with no restrictions on playtime. For the first time. I'm gonna seriously pursue this story, and I want to go through this emotional journey with all of you. If you don't know anything about me, well, I'm actually a big Final Fantasy fan. Okay, when I was a wee little Lala, and it was the early days on the internet, I was all my usernames were either Selfie or Aerith adjacent Selfie Tillmet from Final Fantasy VIII or Aerith Gainsborough from Final Fantasy VII because they're my favorite little brunettes in the franchise. I have a thing for gals who are brunettes with green eyes. Can you blame me? And so I religiously played all the Final Fantasy titles up to 10-2 and I loved it. So I'm really looking forward to playing. And I'm today we're going to be learning about the different races in Final Fantasy 14, which I've never done before. And we're going to learn about all the classes and jobs. So my goal, honestly, by going on my Final Fantasy 14 journey, is to get myself and Yoshi P in matching Dyna uniforms and for them to launch a Dyna in Final Fantasy 14. I'm a simple gal with simple needs, with big old dreams. Yes. It's up to Shadowbring. I fucked up the copy pasta. Damn it. What? I fucked up the copy pasta. So good. Hi, Cranium. Welcome on in. Yeah. Okay. I added 4 special videos for you. One is just for humor, but the other 3 are special videos as they are no longer available under normal gameplay. Ooh. Okay, so here's the thing. So I feel like I want to learn about the classes, I want to learn about the jobs, and I want to learn about the races, right? So I know exactly what I'm picking. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go with Lalafell because I feel like it would be stupid of me not to be a Lalafell, considering my name is Miss Lala. I'm going to be Miss Lalafell. Miss the Lalafell. But also I would like to look at the other ones. I have only played as a Lalafell, to be honest. I can't help it. I love being an ankle biter. I can't help it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So, maybe do I need to watch any more? I feel like they explain it, right? So, from what I understand, Final Fantasy 14, right? The game launched. It kind of went along for a few years, and then they decided to, I don't know, blow up the game, and then they relaunched some time later. And that is the origin of the quote unquote calamity, right? Right? That when you start the story, it's like, oh, it's the anniversary of calamity or whatever. And right, and you're trying to get the leaders together to celebrate, if I remember. So I remember that. But I kind of don't remember much else. Like, is it that like I remember something about primals being sick or throwing tantrums? I know I get to ride a carbuncle and I got to ride a chocobo. And like I said, I know that there's 3 towns that you can start off in. Lima Llama Salsa, Garden Town, and Hodor. So I know that. I know that those are the 3 towns. What else? I know you can garden, you can cook too. Yeah. Yeah. 1.0 lore is still canon to the rest of the game too, so it's good to see what happened. Okay, not a problem. We can watch that. Yeah. Ligma lasagna for life. Ligma lasagna. I love that. They released a half-assed and half-finished, and they were like, "This is our flagship. Redo this biche." They kicked Tanaka out and brought in Yoshi P. He put the fires out, fixed a lot of problems while working on 2.0 simultaneously. So Yoshi P is not a dinosaur. He is the Lord and Savior of Final Fantasy 14, right? So that checks notes, right? Checks notes, right? That's pretty much it. Yeah. Okay. I see. Oh, bye, Allie. Bye, baby. Mwah. Put the prettiest outfit on. Oh, there was somebody who commented on my Twitter post. They were so sweet. They put a little outfit that they're like, "You look so cute. You look so cute in this little fit." Oh, I gotta pull it up. It's so cute. I died. I died. Oh, ooh. Oh wait, you shared screenshots in the Discord. Okay, should we do some peeking? Oh my god, look at all your screenshot. Okay, we can look at the Discord because today I'm just learning. We're just vibing today. Like we're learning all about it. Okay, I'm gonna go over here so I can see all your adorable little submissions. We can do fashion contests in Final Fantasy 14. I love this. Hold on, I gotta put it like this. Oh, Wolf! Well, thank you so much for the stream streak. Susan Calloway. Oh, who's Susan Calloway? I don't know who that is. PTSD from the day it was my 30th birth. Wait, what was your 30th birthday? Wow, what do you mean? What was your 30th birthday? Oh, the singer of songs? The singer of I don't know. I'm just learning. You're not allowed to shame me. You're not allowed to shame me for not knowing. I'm starting my journey. So I don't know shit. I don't know clap on my left toe. Okay, I don't want to hear it. '30th birthdays went down. Boo. Oh, okay. I see. Thank you. I'm lost too. Don't worry. If you're lost, we're gonna all be found together. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me. Oh, everyone's been submitting. Okay, wait. I gotta pull this up. Sorry, I'm answering lots of questions at the same time. Ah, okay. Okay, let's look. Let's look. Let's look. Let's look. I have even my own outfit glams. Oh, that's lovely. Imagine being transphobic in Final Fantasy 14. That's crazy, considering there's a huge trans community that plays. That's actually crazy. I know for a fact that Final Fantasy 14 have helped people like come to terms with their trans identity, and I love that for them. Imagine being a Final Fantasy 14 fan and being transphobic. Could not be me. Could not be me. That's actually fucking wild. That's crazy. Yeah. Wow. So we have. Oh my god! Look at all your little glamours. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. I don't even know where to start. Oh my god, this is so cute. Wait, John C, is this yours? Is this your Lalafell? You met your husband on Final Fantasy 14? That is so cute, Mint. That is so cute. Yeah, I consider my gender fluid and 14. Oh, I love that. And oh, and Guilty Gear also. That makes sense. Hi, Mecha G. Welcome on in. People have gotten yelled at in Limsa for being transphobic. We love it. I do love that. I love how aggressively. Yes, I love that the Chocobos and Moogle said trans rights. I love that. Wait, look at this. Okay. I want to frame this properly. I don't know, my screen is being kind of fucky wucky. So sorry. Okay. Look how cute. Oh my god, she's so cute. Oh my god. Oh, for a second I thought they weren't wearing anything, but they are. Oh my god. These fits are so cute. Oh my god, look at these poses. Adorable. Adorable. Oh my god. Look at your little glamour. Who's this? Oh my god, look how cute. What? Oh my god, it's a baby angel. Look how sweet. Oh my god, look how sweet. Oh my god. Is this a dragon? Is this a dragon? This is why I gotta watch the video about the races and stuff. Because I don't know. Aura? They literally have a wait, they have a race that is literally we're like, yeah, we got that aura fam. They literally have a race that wow. Ooh, the lizard folk. So pretty. Oh my god, so cute. Ooh, okay, but this is different. The features on this is different. So what's this race? What's this one? An agricultural aura? Is it aura farmer? Oh my god. So this is still an aura, but it's still got like oh, okay. But another clan called the Zela. Oh, I see. Look at the oh my god! It's Shia Bun. It's Shia. It's Shia's all outfit. So they have bunny people. I didn't really pay attention. I didn't realize they had bunny people. The Vieira? This is why we're going to watch a video about all the different races. Oh my god, you see, this is why I like the little pup minion. That's the minion, right? You see, I love it because proportionally it makes sense. Proportionally, it makes a lot of sense. I love this. Looks so small. I love it. There you go. There you go. You can type !point Discord to be linked to the Discord. I love it. These are your current glam plates. Ooh la la. Ooh, I love this one. That's really nice. Ooh. Oh my god, I love these slippers. And these PJs. I need this in real life. Oh my god, and this sleeve. I need this. I need this in real life. Wait, can I get these slippers? Can I actually get these slippers? I actually desperately need these slippers. I actually need them. I need them desperately. Oh my god! Wait, this is Shrimpy? Shrimpy! Oh my god. Yeah, 10 out of 10 would. 10 out of 10 would. Oh my god, so cute. I love this. This is giving hardcore board energy. Yeah. Yeah. You get this, but you have to earn them. Well, can I, like, but in game or like IRL? Because I want them for my IRL feetsies. And I also want them in game. I want both. Ooh, this is kind of giving me. This feels like a cosplay of a character. Like in a good way. It looks very familiar. Oh, you know who's reminding me? Isn't it a Persona character that's kind of got like a red cat suit like this, but got big pigtails? I think that's what I'm thinking of. Why does it remind me of that Persona character? Oh my god, these are such creative glams. Speaking of Lalafells, this is my Laluigi. You made a Laluigi. Oh my god, Mamma Mia. It is a Laluigi. Shut up. Wahoo! Mamma Mia. Let's go. On a chocobo. Oh, I love it. Oh, wait. This is so funny. Shut the fuck up. This is so funny. I love this so much. I love this so much. I love this so much. I want to see a little squad. Oh my god. I love that this is the fire outfit combo and you're doing fire magic. That's so funny. I love that. So wait, I would love to be in a squad of Lalafels and we're all dressed as like Waluigi, Wario, Mario, and Luigi. I think that'd be so funny. I think that'd be amazing. I see yeah. I think Don Don would be a dragon person. I feel like he'd be a dragon person, knowing him. Knowing him, he'd probably be one of the tall boys, which is good because I already have an entrance in men who are dragons. Silas, Silas. Hi, hi BLT, welcome on in. Hi Undead. Hi Dreadleg. Every year there's apparently a march of Lalas across all zones. I want to watch that. Yo, these action shots are fire. Oh my god! I love this mount. That's super cute. Ooh, film noir style. There's videos on YouTube. Ooh, I should check it out. Oh, this is so cute. Oh, I love when games are festive. I love holiday overlays in games. It makes me so happy. And I remember the Final Fantasy ones being just really pretty. I love when they had all the fireworks, like you're in I think it's Lima Llama Salsa and you're on like the upper levels and you see the fireworks. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Ooh, this is such a cool design. Ooh, well done. Well done, Gremlins. These are awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. These are awesome. Ah! Let me pull up. Speaking of glams. Speaking of glams. Oh, Ryuko! Thank you so much for the raid, honey. Welcome on in. Hello, I hope you had a great stream. Thanks for coming in. Hello. Okay, so I want to show you. Look what this adorable person short. There's a couple of outfits you can get to make your armor look like. The first is Valentine's apron dress from this shop. The second you can get in game called a frontier dress. Oh my god, look at this. Look how cute. Oh my god, these are such Miss Lala coded outfits. This is so cool. Do you have a good stream, Ryuko? Thanks for the raid. Ooh, okay. All right. Well, okay, we can watch. Okay, wait. I know that you submitted videos. Let's see. Déjame ver. Déjame ver. Let me see. Okay, so these are.
Welcome to
Oh,
the
this
Final
is an
Fantasy 14.
hour-long video. Okay, so why don't I, before we dive into this, why don't I just kind of learn about the different let's see.
What up, Warriors of
I want to watch. So why don't we watch the Joe Cat videos? So Joe Cat has a series of videos called A Crap Guide to Final Fantasy 14, where Joe Cat goes into tanks, healers, melee DPS, range DPS, magic DPS. I think I'd like to watch this. I think this would be good. And shout out Joe Cat, because I love Joe Cat. You know, your girl made a cameo in a Joe Cat video. Did you know that? Joe Cat put me at wood. Joe Cat is very sweet. Okay, I'm gonna pause the epic music. I'm so sorry. Okay, so here we go. Oh, this is like, okay, this is meant as a joke, and it's not at all a super serious guide to Final Fantasy 14. Oh, let me. Any jabs I throw at anyone's way of playing the game are merely for comedic purposes only, especially when it comes to people's skill and performance playing their role. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. Not playing 100% efficiently. Everyone does it. Nobody's perfect except for me. Okay, let's see. Here we go.
What up, Warriors of Fartness? I bet you don't have the slightest clue how to play this eyeball-melting anime game. Oh, sure, you probably know that you can beat up enemies by clicking on them until they die, but do you know how to find a static in your FC to help you prog uwu? I bet you don't even know what any of those words mean, so sit down, shut up, and eat your Gissel greens, because I'm gonna teach you what thee may hap not knoweth, thy noobliness. Welcome to A Crap Guide to Final Fantasy. The tank is the person in the front lines of...
I did not understand a single word he said. Or they said. I did not understand one. Hi, Sobek. Is too quiet? Is the video too quiet? Is it? Hi, Angel Sun. Hi, Daffodilia. Oh, I heard it was Kazoo. Okay.
The tank is the person in the front lines of every group, leading the charge to inevitable party wipes, which is because you are the most important person in the party, having slap fights with the boss since everybody else is way too squishy to handle the puss-pounding patty cake. You'll never see Jimmy's soft boots eyeing up the cloud of...
He said the puss-pounding patty cake. He said the puss-pounding patty cake. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Okay, just this is poetry. Shakespeare would be jealous. Shakespeare would be jealous at the prowess of poetry.
Darkness with his 2x4 and scriggly tree branch. But how hard can tanking be? Turn on your tank stance, do your 1-2-3 combo, and blame the healers when you die, right? That sounds like somebody who needs their short Q privileges revoked. Firstly, tank stance. You turn this on to start gaining enmity. What's enmity? It's where you shout at the bad guys, "Hey, hit me!" They'll be paying attention to you so long as you're dealing damage, so you better be dealing damage and not just having a staring contest. If you don't, then they're gonna start indiscriminately charging at the rest of the party like a dog in a movie theater. If you are the designated main tank, or in light parties, the only tank, make sure this is on. If there is another tank in the party and you are the off tank, make sure this is off, unless there's some other bad guys you gotta pull. If you have conflicting stances with the other tank, they will chuck their shoulder pads at you. As a tank, you should make sure the bad guy's ass is facing the party as often as possible, as indicated by the bright glowing half-eaten donut underneath the target. This is so that if the bad guy sneezes, you're the only one getting down with the sickness. And also, if your party has anyone playing any jobs that particularly likes to clap them cheeks, you've provided a bright shiny spanking space. On top
Wait, I love the ass. Oh, wait, I love the ass smack. Hold on. Wait, I love that sound effect. Wait a minute.
the bad guy sneezes, you're the only one getting down with the sickness.
Wait, wrong direction. I made it too fast.
And also, if your party has anyone playing any jobs that particularly likes to clap them cheeks, you provided a bright, shiny spanking space. On top of
Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Sorry.
this, as a tank, you are, by Heidelin's blessings, horrible at dancing, which is why you should move as little as possible once you've got the enemy's attention. That way, the party can continue to whap the wumpus without having to chase down the bad guy's glorious booty. Just as well, because you have control of where the baddies are, you control how useful everybody else is. So if somebody puts down a useful AoE, stop fucking running away from it! Now that you have the baddie's attention and are in a nice, cozy poking position, you don't have to worry about anything else, right? Ah, that's what I thought you'd say, you dumb fucking horse! Believe it or not, when you die, it's not entirely the healer's fault, just mostly their fault. That little bit of responsibility you have is based on how well you can juggle mitigation. What's mitigation? It's the buttons that make the bad guy's slaps hurt less that you sometimes press once a subscription and never think about again. You ever wonder why you have several of those buttons that all seem like they do the same thing? Well, that's because you're supposed to space them out over the course of a fight so the healers don't have to sacrifice their entire mana pool and firstborn child to get your frail ass through the dungeon. Remember not to bust your tanking load all at once, or else you're gonna feel a lot of shame when you're all out of juice and the boss still wants to go about 4 more rounds. Every tank also has a press X to not die button that can be used to survive any devastating attacks, or if you're a really aggressive paladin who drew every enemy in a dungeon ever and don't want the healer to hire a hitman on you. As for what your limit break does, tanks are thicker than the average Disney mom, to the point your honky chonky donkey bahonky extends to the rest of the party, protecting them from damage up to a
Honky chonky donkey bahonky. Oh my god, this is such pure poetry. I can't get over honky chonky badonkey. Oh my goodness.
whopping 80% at LB3. The thing is, unless you're a high-end player, you'll probably be using tank LB as frequently as a good player rolls high on loot. Overall, you have 4 flavors to choose from: punk, grunge, metal, and Christian rock. There's warrior for big axes, big anger, big self-healing, and if you like to do fell cleaves again and again and again and again. If you prefer more brooding than crooning, the Dark Knight is great for doing your best guts impression. You get a huge-ass sword, goopy black energy particle effects, and the literal best mitigation in the entire game, but it's balanced because they get the worst invulnerability button in the entire game. You press it, and then it makes you die. Gunbreaker is called a tank, but everybody knows it's just 3 DPS in a trench coat, as designated by the fact you get a fucking gun and your swings explode. But you have to be a hardcore gamer, since it requires a lot of cartridges. And finally, the Paladin, who tries to pretend they're a healer and caster, but only when the other healers and casters are looking. But fuck all that, because the most important thing is that you get the motherfucking sword and shield, baby! Try getting behind this wall of holiness, bitch! Now you know how to play tank, you're welcome.
So, what I gathered are tanks are they like to charge into battle and they like to basically get the enemy to go to them, right? Like they make the enemy forcibly fight them. They fight the enemy while the rest of the party does like attacks from afar, right? So this is like if you want to do that, if you want to be basically if you're an attention seeking whore, become a tank. Okay. Tank is basically going a big two going, you want to go to a. Okay, okay. Copy, copy. Got it. Got it.
I love power and I love feeling power.
Okay, so this is healers now. So we're watching healers. Okay. If you want to get swarmed harder than a last boy out of their cage, be a tank. I love that comparison. Thank you very much.
It strokes my biggly wiggly and forces lesser beings to bow down to my awesome might lest they taste my boot between their gums. Nothing has ever given me the same rush of adrenaline than knowing that everybody has to submit to my whims for their own safety. It makes my brain do the goody good chemicals and allows me to feel as though I have control over this truly unfortunate reality that the universe is slowly careening into an eventual heat death and there's nothing anybody can do about it as we are inconsequential specks in this cruel and uncaring universe. But none of that matters because look at this, I can pull my party members into a pit that kills them. I find that hilarious. Welcome to a crap guide to Final Fantasy.
Oh my god. Healers!
The greatest power of all is the power to have control over people's lives, which is why the healer is the most likely party member to have a god complex, right behind main tanks, mentors, and anybody who's an omnicrafter. You are the most important person in the party, as you, along with the tank, are responsible for keeping the party alive by kissing their boo-boos and slapping the bitch who made the boo-boo. That's right, as a healer, you do have to deal damages.
Oh. Oh. No rice?
They didn't include the sauce.
And no rice?
I ordered the karage. I have rice. I can eat it up.
Okay. I got dinner, but they forgot my rice. They forgot my rice. They forgot my rice. I'm an adult child. Please ignore me. Healer, aka green DPS, copy. Oh, this needs the sauce. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. I just need like 5 minutes. I just gotta grab the sauce for this. I'll hang out with all of you. So just give me a second. I'll put the music back on. But I'll be right back. Hold on. We're gonna continue. Don't worry. Hello. Thanks for your patience. Had to reorder the food. They just screwed up the they just screwed up the order. Sorry. Yeah, that just screwed up the order. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Back to learning. Okay. Okay. Back to learning.
Person in the party, as you, along with the tank, are responsible for keeping the party alive by kissing their boo-boos and slapping the bitch who made the boo-boo. That's right, as a healer, you do have to deal damage as well. Man, but it's called a healer, and healers are supposed to heal, right? Wrong! A healer's job is not necessarily to heal the party, but rather to keep them alive. And yes, there's a difference. There's gonna be a lot of downtime between heals, and you bet your afflatus rumpus that you're making the fight take longer than it has to if you're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs waiting for your next chance to cast Cure. What do you do when the party's full health? What do you do when the party's full health? Or even halfway up and standing, TPS the bad guys. No, I don't pay your sub. But when the fight takes too long, it starts to rub all up on everybody's nerves. And when you hit endgame, it serves you right. When the boss will wipe the party, cause you couldn't beat Enrage. Sure, you're for the most part keeping the party alive with a variety of healing utility spells, some regen, some shields. But an equal amount of time you're casting those, you're also throwing in some extra DPS when time allows. Remember, DPSing is just mitigating future damage. And if you're able to kill the
Oh, I actually never knew that. So when I have played Final Fantasy 14, I have once again baby didn't really get far, but I played as summoner and as white mage. I think that was like the paths I was choosing, and I thought summoner. I was just said I just want to summon cute animals and make them fight in battle. And when I was white mage, I just heal people, right? So I didn't know that I'm also supposed to be doing DPS. Everyone needs a DPS. Well, no, well, I didn't know that. So you're learning. I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning. Is it Kitty? Oh, thank you so much for the raid. Hi, everybody. My name is Miss Lala. I'm a 1950s diner waitress VTuber serving up fun in the 21st century. Thank you so much for joining in today. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming in and hanging out. Yes, I'm learning about Final Fantasy 14 today. You may call me Miss Sproutla because I'm a sprout. I'm learning. Also, Paladin Crispy Bacon, thank you so much for tier 1. And for Mitha, thank you for tier 1 too. Mwah, mwah. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Stream is going very well. Let me welcome you all in, and yeah, come on in. Oh my god, this cover is so heavy. Open it. Oh my goodness, can a gal get some air in here? My god. Oh, hi. My name is Miss Lala. I'm a 1950s diner waitress VTuber serving up fun in the 21st century. Welcome to my diner. I like to think of this joint as a sanctuary for fun, chaos, and good times. At least that's what my community, the Grease for Gremlins, like to think. No, hey! Anyway, I'm a born and raised Puerto Rican New Yorker. Experimenting and using creativity in different ways has always been exciting to me, which is how I got started VTubing. Wait a minute. Whoa! Now the menu here is always packed with flavor, from variety gaming to gabbing it up with my gremlins, and even highlighting my passion for fashion. There's a little something for everyone that's sure to hit the spot. Around here, we're always cooking something up fun and fabulous. Trust me, coffee ain't the only thing that I'm serving. And don't be fooled by the aesthetics. This diner is all about vintage style, not vintage values. The diner is a home for everyone, and there will always be a stool at the counter waiting for you. So what are you waiting for? So thanks for giving this diner darling a chance. I hope you'll find my company like a fresh baked pie. Warm, sweet, and perfectly messy. What was that? Wait a minute, stop using the soda gun as a bidet. Hello. Hi, hello. thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a great stream. Thanks for bringing your community over. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and make sure to take care of yourself. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, Y mages have one of the highest damaging attacks in the game. Really? I didn't know that.
Current wave of dungeon mobs before they deplete the tank's HP, which by the way is going to regen to full by the time you reach the next mob pool anyway. What does it matter how low their HP gets? So yes, DPS when time allows. When does time allow? Well, I know you're scared of independence and thinking by yourself, but that's going to be a balancing act you'll have to figure out. However, my rule of thumb is the minimum amount of HP a party member has to be at is 1. But if that's too scary-wary for your whittle fingies, ask yourself, will the enemy's next attack make your party member fall on their ass? If yes, heal so that it doesn't. If no, time to become a glare mage, motherfucker. As long as they're alive and you're clearing the content, you're doing your job right. There is one caveat to doing your job right, and that's that everybody will hate you for it. Literally, by healing you start to generate a lot of aggro from the bad guy, so if you ever decide to heal before mob pulls in dungeons, it's important to stick close to the tank like an ERPer sticks to Vieira's wearing 2B thigh highs. Especially if you throw on a regen and suddenly 800 mobs crash
ERPers stick to Vieira's wearing thigh highs. Oh my god. Oh my god.
through the wall with a How to Fry Fairies cookbook. You can still do it, but you should know what you're getting into. Like live streaming and hoping that anybody will watch. As for your limit break, we heard you like healing, so we put more healing in your healing so you can heal while you heal. Unfortunately, you won't be using any limit break aside from LB3 because LB1 and 2 just heal the party, and you already have plenty of band-aids and popsicles to do that on your own. LB3, however, is so potent in healing it resurrects everybody in the party back from the dead instantaneously. But they will have to do the thriller afterwards, so it's best to be safe for when you at least have enough people to make a backup dancing crew. For the flavors of healer, we have 3 boomers and the new kid on the block who bought a Glock and has a TikTok. The white mage is the most straightforward. You heal when a buddy is hurt and you attack when they're not. Just about everything in your arsenal is all about feeding them so much it'll make an inflation artist blush in embarrassment. You're also equipped with the best AoE skill in the entire game and the ability to never run out of mana unless you're really, really bad. Best of all, when your buddies get hurt, you can heal them to harness their
blood for the blood lily.
But let's say you want to play white mage, but you like tarot readings and star signs like a suburban woman in her mid to late 20s. Astrologian is probably for you. You draw cards that will enhance the abilities of your party members and you fill the arena with enough space dust and constellations that you'll need 5 layers of sunglasses to see. Taking this job will also teach you how to build a bomb. Don't worry, it's friendly. Scholar is a weirdo who used to hang out with all the bad DPS kids, but decided to turn their life around when they met a nice girl who supports them in their new hobby. Only problem is she knows nothing about your hobby and you have to keep correcting her on fandom trivia. They're all about putting shields and defensive buffs that protect the party from taking damage in the first place. That way they can guess what? DPS even more. Also, your girlfriend can get thick. And finally, the new kid on the block, the Sage. A scholar who decided to stop being nice and pick up a gun.
That shoots lasers!
What?
Like Scholar, they also put shields and protective buffs on their party members so they can spend more time
Shooting lasers!
How do they do this? After seeing Alphino change to the job, my guess is the Nullis are liquefied carbuncles. Rest in peace, Carby. And now you know how to play healer. You're welcome.
Wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So silly. So silly. Sage targets a player from a marker, and then the Sage does damage to the target player gets healed. It's just science. Blended carbuncles are just science.
Everyone always says you should be a team player, but honestly, I've always felt like the best way to help the team is by crushing whatever obstacle that's in the way with my heavily toned squat receipts. So that's it. No more playing for anybody else. I play for me, baby. Any reason the raid wipes from now on is no longer my fault. I only exist to make big numbers fly towards the screen and watch my skill bar light up like a Christmas tree at a rave party. And you bet your precious patoot the progress preventers will be promptly pounded because this potent projector of pain will be peppering those beasties until your pack is paved with enough resulting pellets that every peddler will pray to be pampered by a more palatable pacifist. Welcome.
Shakespeare could never. Shakespeare could never. Shakespeare could never. Are you kidding me? Melee DPS.
Welcome to a crap guide to Final Fantasy. Being Being a DPS is like being the king of capitalism, because the way you play, taking care of others is for bitches. Pay no attention to anybody else's well-being unless it directly affects you, and so long as you're alive and safe, you can act like anything bad that happens around you is probably not your fault. All that brain power instead will be put towards what really matters, your complicated as shit damage rotation. That's right, step aside tanks 1, 2, 3 and healers 2 damage buttons. These are where the big guys and gals play. Or at least that's what they like to tell themselves, since one of the only party utilities they have to worry about is pressing the faint button once in a blue moon. Their hotbar will more often have dozens of buttons all dedicated to big damage. The melee DPS is the most important person in the party, as you are the one on the front lines inspecting the bad guy's anus like it's where all the Hrothgar hats are hiding, while avoiding the enemy's sprays of hot poisonous gamer stink. Not only are you going to be up in their grill turning their cheeks into a ripe tomato while flip-flopping in and out of danger like you're a politician making pancakes, you're also going to make like an adult film star and learn positionals! Certain attacks in your damage rotation will require you to land them in specific areas around the enemy target, specifically the rear and the flank, in order to deal additional damage. How do you tell where those positions are? By the massive disembodied titty underneath the target. See this nipple? That's the front, where the tank will be sucking on the sweet milkies that are tank busters. Which obviously means this conspicuous ticulus on the opposite end is the rear. What about the flank? That'll be on either side of the enemy. And if you're ever confused as to where each area begins and ends, a useful tip on how to tell is imagine there's a big X dividing each of the quadrants. Or you could just press true north and pretend positionals don't exist like it's an embarrassing memory of that time you did the Gangnam Style at school, unironically. The only time it isn't the case is when the enemy has a full ring without an opening, in which case you won't have to worry about any of that guff and you can just sit there like an off-tank who's actually having fun. Otherwise, between hopping back and forth in these two spots and running around catching up to the boss whenever the tank feels like doing cardio, your little wall's legs are gonna get so much working out that they'll be thick as the milk from the teats of a whale made of molasses. Which is to say, expect to move. A lot. But what if I'm not in the right place for a positional or the boss is far away? Just remember the old adage. Always be casting! Even if you're not able to land your positionals or if the boss is too far away to make a melee attack, be sure to always be pressing your buttons no matter what. Unless you're a monk who has no ranged attack and you have to sit there thinking about how your job will inevitably be reworked yet again in the next patch. However, there is another secret epic gamer option that allows you to maximize the DPS you output at the risk of yourself as well as potentially everybody else. But it's usually the healers. This technique is called greed. The funny thing about AoE markers in Final Fantasy XIV is that they only ever mark you for damage if you are standing in them the moment they go away. This means that if you're fast on your fingers, you can stand there DPSing the bad guy while soaking in their radioactive orange juice until the very last second where you backflip out just as the dropkick of doom skims your fuzzy anime hairs and you don't lose a second of uptime. As I said, however, this is a high risk. If your timing is off and you spend just a millisecond too long, you'll be covered in cheese puffs. You might even die, or in some cases you'll have to suffer a fate worse than having to read the entire 24-hour chat log of Limsa. Damage down. Shh, it's okay. Nobody's gonna take away your big damage numbers. Papa's here to make sure you don't greed too hard if you're not ready, okay? Okay. As the melee DPS, you also have first dibs on limit break against most bosses since yours deals the most damage, specifically when they're single. This is because when you hit the limit break button, you're not actually attacking them, just showing them pictures of a happy, healthy relationship, and nothing hurts more than emotional damage. Just ask Urianger. But what are the individual jobs whom of which meleeeth said up-close slappers to thine adversaries? There are 5, and each one is a different flavor of anime and edge. Monk, for those of you who want to go fast, having one of the shortest global cooldowns in the game means you'll be dealing out punches like you're a pissed off caterer at a middle school sock hop. Instead of the traditional combos, each attack puts you in a specific stance. Bird, cat, and monkey. Each one combos into another attack that benefits from each respective stance. Your rotation will be all about swapping stances around more than a kid trying sick moves to impress their crush at a middle school sock hop. You also have perfect balance, which allows you to go freestyle and pick whichever stance you're feeling more at the moment without having to do any of the normal stance setup. If you repeat the same stance 3 times during your freestyle, you get a purple token on your stylish moves punch card. And if you do 3 different stances during the freestyle, you get a white one. Do a freestyle with 3 unique moves one more time while you have both a purple and white tokens on your punch card, and you get to turn it in to make your crush dripping wet. With damage, because for some reason you get to kick them in the face. The only problem is you are the only melee without a ranged attack to keep your uptime. And although you do have a dash that lets you zip around like Goku on a triple shot Ristretto down blend macchiato, if ever you find yourself without a target to punch during combat, you can call timeout on your buffs so they stop moving while you have a little cry because your crush rejected you at the middle school sock hop. Dragoon is probably the most straightforward of the melee classes and the one most likely to have a tragic backstory. You've got a 5-button combo that swaps between hard slaps and sakura flowers and a handful of buffs that will turn anybody else in the party into your partner in dragon slaying. What kind of dragon slaying? That's up for you to decide, which you'll have plenty of time to do while you're suspended 20 moms in the air dropping in like a scantily clad human airstrike who's got a date with Nidhogg at 5 and a party at the quicksand at 6. Yes, the Matanga in the room. Dragoon has several damage-dealing jumps necessary to unlocking special attacks in their rotation that will lock you into an animation, which means you're stuck and unable to move out of your location while the boss is just about ready to piss all over the floor right before you land. So be wary when using your jumps, lest you fling yourself right into a danger puddle and perpetuate the tired singular joke the 14 community has for the class. On the bright side though, you do get the objectively best job mentor in the form of Ninja is great for people who enjoy American football, because for every 10 seconds of excitement, there's a minute of fuck all. Your rotation is all about fitting every goddamn cooldown you can into a small window of time where you make the enemy take
No,
more
I don't
damage.
think
And on
he's
top of
taking a
that,
breath
you
in
also
the
have the
last
ability
5
to live out every
I
weeb's
also,
dream and do a
watching
bunch
this
of hand
video,
gestures to cast
I
magic attacks
realized
and
this
also
is
drop
my
down
least
into a low
favorite
position and
class.
run
I'm
with your
like,
arms
I
flopping
don't want
behind
to
you in the
play
breeze, which
any
Final
of
Fantasy
these.
objectively proves makes you go faster. You got 3 hand symbols, and depending on what order you do, you will make a different kind of anime reference. For example, going Chi Tenjin Tenjin Chi Chijin unlocks the secret dark ending of Cory in the House and causes the enemy to be susceptible to bonus damage. But maybe you're facing a mob of enemies who are immune to A-rank powered life forms, so you'll instead have to go Tenjin Jin Chijin Chijin Ten Chijin Tenchi for 3 seasons of Sonic Underground, which will kick sand into their eyes with how fast you'll be running circles around the slowpokes. More or less, you'll have to do some studying up on what combos do what, but here's a secret cheat sheet. Only the final mudra in the sequence matters. Fuck, it's the skill floor police, cheese it! Samurai, the job most likely to have a dick measuring contest with a black mage. I'd be careful though, their dad works at Square Enix. This weeb is the most selfish of the melees, as it provides no utility for the rest of the party and instead acts like the average soccer player, focusing on being the star of the show who gets all the attention, especially when it drops to the floor clutching its knee when somebody sneezes on them. Your attacks contribute to a kink bar, which allows
Not
you to
during the
shame the
World
enemy in a
Cup.
variety of ways, as your katana is also a substitute for a horny bat. So you remember how the monk has a punch card? Well, so do you, except yours is your sword and the punches are stickers. You have 3 basic combos, each one giving you a slight buff and slapping a sticker onto your katana. And depending on how many stickers you have, you will get one of 3 different rewards when you turn in your sticker sheet. With 1 sticker, you'll apply a dot that'll last longer than it takes to clean your room. Don't lie to me, I know a majority of my audience has depression. 2 stickers will charge up an AoE around you. And 3 stickers will make... Each sticker attack also gives you an additional separate sticker. And once you have 3 of those, you get to do an additional... And finally, the Reaper, the transfer student from Garlemald who got the rest to mauled at the fact that they think they're better than the rest of the melees. Which I mean they
Okay,
are, but don't
but
let any Reaper
having
hear
a
you say
hot
that. It'll go to their
girlfriend
heads.
is
Being the
everything.
Darkest of edges.
of melees means that your job gauge is the Dark Souls HUD. Similar to the Samurai, you build up a bar that can be spent on big slaps. And those big slaps give you edgy boy points that can be spent on additional big slaps. Except this time, they're coral blue number 5 semi-gloss lipstick. Once you've kissed enough boys to build up your fashion bar, you get to turn into a spooky ghost. You do the slice. You do the spooky slice. The spooky slice. Now your swings have some spice. You do the slice. It's just your soul that's the price. You do the slice. You do the spooky slice. And now you know how to play Melee. You're welcome. From the northern snow front of
Oh, so that's
Ilsabad,
Melee.
the land
I
was
definitely
home,
don't
the
want to play
people
Melee.
scarred.
I learned.
Everybody likes to do damage, and don't pretend like you don't, because I know you're lying. Otherwise, why would you be playing an RPG with core mechanics such as leveling up, getting stronger, and looking fashionable as fuck? It's to do massive numbers on the other guys until their numbers are so small they match the PP size of anybody who doesn't commend at the end of a duty. The other members leaving too quickly is no excuse. How do you expect to move quick enough to avoid AoEs if you can't even move quick enough to tell your allies they're doing a great job and that their glamour is sexy? Is that uncharacteristically nice of me? Maybe, but it means I get to steal the LB3 from the only melee in the group. Welcome to A Crap Guide to Final Fantasy.
DPS! We were done with Melee, now we're on DPS.
Today I'm going to be talking about every job. That's right. What, you thought only the DPS have to DPS? Boy, I could slap you with my overflowing glamour dresser. Damage is the name of the game in Final Fantasy XIV, and the entirety of the game is designed around everybody dealing it, including the tanks and the healers. If the DPS roles are contributing 60% of the damage, tanks and healers are the ones who fill in the other 40. So if you don't contribute, you belong in the garbage chute. So don't get so hung up on the role names. Everybody is a DPS. What I mean specifically is that 1, not only is FF14 a cooperative game, which means anytime you waste is not only yours, but also anybody else in your party as well. And 2, every combat feature in FF14 is designed with dealing damage in mind. Healers and tanks get skills that actively promote doing more DPS. Hell, Sage is a healer whose skills actively benefit from doing DPS. And most importantly of all, Enrage. Enrage is what happens when you overstay your welcome in a dungeon or boss
Rage,
arena
my
and the residents have run out of things to talk about and are just really ready for you to leave so they can finally go poop without being worried that you're gonna steal all their old DreamWorks DVDs. That is to say, you're either forcefully kicked out or alternatively they instantly murder you. How do you prevent this from happening? You murder them first, of course, and then you pop in a copy of Shrek 2 so you can watch the castle siege again. And guess what? The later and later in the game you get, the more and more frequent enrages start to appear. And they'll have more and more health too, so if somebody decides they just don't feel like they want to cooperate in this team game they decided to play, and now the boss has 1/8 of its health left and is about to destroy the entire universe, Princess Fiona isn't going to be the only one who will need a hero. Hopefully it's been drilled into your head now that DPSing is essential. Not just for the jobs with the title sticker, but also anyone in a fancy robe or edgy trench coat as well. Now that you know that, how does one go about dealing max deeps? The first most basic thing is to do your combos. Press a button. See another button light up? Press that one. Congratulations, you have successfully completed a combo. And doing so will reap a myriad of benefits, from putting damage over time on your target, gaining mana, doing your taxes, or any variety of other additional effects. But mostly, it all achieves the same goal of dealing more damage. Secondly, you want to press these skills that the game labels as abilities and the community calls off global cooldowns, or OGCDs for short. More like OGCDs nuts! I personally call them free damage buttons. They cost you nothing and there's literally no reason not to press them while your normal cooldown is rolling.
But this one has a long cooldown.
What if I need it later? No, it doesn't. Shut up. The cooldowns in this game are so short you might as well press them, because by the time you need them again, whoop, they're back up. Not to mention, many jobs require you to press those free damage buttons to unlock even spankier damage buttons. So use your goddamn free damage buttons. It's free damage! The next rule of DPSing is knowing your ABCs. Always be casting! This means mashing away at your keyboard like a tickle monster working double time. More specifically, it means that the best way to make sure you are doing the most damage that you can is to always have your global cooldown going. Even if it means accidentally pressing the wrong skill like the single brain cell that you are. Because if you're always pressing buttons, even the suboptimal one, you are doing more damage than if you weren't. And doing damage is always better than not doing damage. Yes, even Scathe. Here's a live example with my two subjects, Jan and Chloe. They both deal 1 million damage and suddenly the boss flies out of melee range. Jan sits there waiting patiently for the boss to return before she can start doing 1 million damage again. Meanwhile, Chloe's pressing the deal 1 damage at a range button the entire time they're waiting. I ask you, puny viewer, which person is dealing more damage right now?
Yeah, but it's only 1 damage.
Who's dealing more damage?
As if any fight is going to get so close that dealing with—
Who is dealing more damage? Sure, it might not look like much, but it's going to matter when they fight the boss that has 3,000,002 health and they wipe all because the other DPS decided they don't want to press buttons. It's such little DPS, it won't make a difference? Sure, Jan. Now, one of the best things you should do to improve your damage in Final Fantasy XIV is this. It's really simple. I want you to lean in. It's a super simple thing. Here, come close. I'm gonna say the thing. Are you ready? Okay, here it goes. Read your tooltips! The little block of text that literally tells you what your skills do. Honestly, you would be surprised how many people queue into an expert dungeon and never realize they have a skill that can attack multiple targets. Even all the things I tell you in this video, the combos, the range attacks, the AoE damage skills, the free damage buttons. The best way to know what your job is capable of is by reading your job skill tooltips yourself. So you better read your goddamn tooltips, because if I see another player not knowing about their AoE combo and a mob pull at level 80, I'm gonna grab the nearest aetheryte and bash you so hard you're gonna be teleported to the final resting place of every ERPer's used undergarments. With all that out of the way, you'd think I'd covered everything you need to do to be an ultimate clearing badass, right? Unfortunately not, Waffle Face, because the final responsibility every single role in Final Fantasy XIV shares is not dying. Oh sure, the healers help, but most of the time your own survival is on you and only you. And that means making sure you do the fight mechanics and don't take avoidable damage like it's got the cheese touch. Oh, I'm sorry, are you in the middle of your cast? You wanna try and hit that purple parse like the big man you are? That's too damn bad! Each time you take damage that is avoidable means the healer has to heal you and they're dealing less damage. And on top of that, you get this cheese puff called a vulnerability stack. For each stack you have, you take more and more damage until you get one shot when the enemy farts in your general direction. All this to say, if you don't avoid enemy damage, you will not only make the healer do less DPS, but you're also likely going to die, which means 0 DPS. And if you still think that's not a big deal and the healers can just res you, each time you die, you get a dunce cap of shame that reduces your DPS even more for about as long as a red light in Philadelphia. So you better stay alive or else I'm gonna raise you so I can rescue you into an AoE and kill you myself. To recap, everybody's DPS matters. Press your free damage buttons. Always be casting. Read your tooltips. Stay alive. But even if you keep all those things in mind, the #1 rule to improve your DPS performance is to practice. Striking dummies are all over the goddamn place, out in the overworld, and even in the yards of some random people's houses in the residential districts. So if you see one, there's no shame in whacking it a few times like you're auditioning to be a dominatrix. I'm sure the neighbors won't mind. Practice makes perfect, and even all the foresight in the world will not fully translate into the doing. So go and do that doing so that one day you too can do the do and make everybody else look like doo-doo because of how good your doing skills are. And with how much doing you'll be doing, maybe someday you too can clear an ultimate and get a shiny ass weapon of your own to show off to people AFKing at the Limsa Aetheryte Plaza. Just know the difference between an amateur and a master is that a master has failed way more times. By the way, get ready for a party wipe. Wait, what? Congratulations, you're now better at the game than you were 5 seconds ago. Oh! And now you know how to DPS, you're welcome. Oh, finally, my Q just popped.
So you really have to contribute overall.
No, one of the other party members withdrew. Ah, fuck! Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of being counted on to do
They legit tend not to mind as long as they're not there from what I've seen. What do you mean? Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Thank you. Doing a little stretchy. So I've learned right now. Okay, so based on the video so far, I still like healers a lot. But we're about to do range DPS, and I think range DPS is where summoners come into play, right? So maybe I'm gonna learn about that because I have picked it in the past, but I don't think I played it right. I'm learning a lot. Especially I plan on playing solo a lot of the time. You know, I gotta see. Gotta see.
Do complex tasks that involve more than it takes to eat a bowl of mushy cereal. In fact, I don't even feel motivated to hear what my allies need of me. I'm just gonna sit all the way over here, enjoying my lucky charms. Alone. And if things go wrong, I'll have to rely on the ever-reliable American method. I already see absolutely no negative consequences. Welcome to a crap guide to Final Fantasy. I'm sick of having to dodge so many up-close AoEs. The boss keeps doing them, and I have to keep moving away to avoid getting splatted. And then I have to resort to the equivalent of throwing marshmallows that will scratch the enemy about as hard as a massage therapist with germophobia. I'm trying to beat them into submission, not soften their tenders. What's that I hear you say? There's an option to give me the ability to do max deeps even when I'm disconnected from the boss like an internet provider out in the country? Of course there is. I was just getting to it, and I'll thank you not to interrupt me again. The physical range DPS, or just range for short. Physically throwing my spleen into the splattering range of the near semi for long is the more mobile and forgiving cousin of the melee, and is the most important person in the party, since you are the least likely to get a commission in the end. And we thank you for providing such a valiant service, as there always needs to be someone in last place. Your role is all about keeping your uptime going, and although yes, every other role is also about trying to do that, you have absolutely no excuse for messing up. The gimmick of the range DPS is that you don't have to worry about any positionals or cast times and can run around the arena like an indecisive artist in a Hobby Lobby. You get to stay at a safe distance, and if there's ever a pissy puddle underneath your feet, moving out of the way won't risk you doing suboptimal damage. So what's the catch? Nobody gets off scot-free in this game, as all roles have their stonks and stinks. Tanks have the responsibility of dancing with the boss, healers have to share gear models with the magic DPS that have been dyed white, and you will have to suffer the nail-pulling drawback known as the range tax. To balance for the fact that you have nearly no limitations on your mobility, your damage will be on average slightly less than both the melee and magic DPS jobs. And hell, sometimes even some tanks with their openers that'll put down bosses faster than PETA when it finds a stray. The range tax, although real, will make a tiny droplet of difference in the grand scheme of things, and if you pick a range job and feel as though you're being outdone by your peers, odds are you were probably doing badly anyway, and the reason you have trouble jumping over that hurdle is just because your toes were too big and floppy that you would have tripped over every single one so badly anyway, Discovery Channel would decide to make a show about whether or not you're real. Let me summarize. If you do bad, it's a skill issue. Nevertheless, the same rules as any role applies in the fact that you should stay out of the piss puddles wherever possible. Even more so, considering you're wearing Heelys, and by all rights should be able to avoid any and every possible puddle and be the nicest smelling at the party, which is important because the healers only have so much nasal tolerance. Lucky for you, each range also has a bottle of perfume to spray that will at least mask the piss smell a bit. The final shared utility in the belt of the Black Man is the limit break, which although does not do as much single target damage as the melee, has the benefit of being able to hit multiple targets in a line like a really violent high-five surfer. The range roster is a trio of performers, each one skilled in a different charismatic art, and each one a different flavor of slutty. First is the bard, where your bow is your harp. Also, your harp is your harp, because with this job you get a bunch of instruments you can play, including these obnoxiously loud drums. You are one of the few jobs with the endangered species known as the damage over time skill, and your main attack involves firing a single arrow repeatedly until a bigger, cooler arrow gets jealous and sometimes asks to be fired too. But not all the time, because it's not like it likes to be shot or anything. You also have a bunch of songs to play that will make everyone in the party hear a remix of their opening theme. And everybody knows when the opening kicks on, you deal more damage. Because you're the one playing them, you also get your own special benefits, you filthy, dirty performer, you. A song that sometimes lets you shoot more arrows when it feels like giving you some, a song that makes you shoot faster, and a song that lets you shoot more arrows when it feels like giving you some.
Play
but a little bit
Wonderwall.
different. All this arpeggios to a crescendo into a grand finale, where you fire a a big ol' arrow. And if you've played all your songs, you have the ability to face roll your piano and startle your party into doing even more damage. I said hit harder!
Now hold on to those notes there, partner. Massacre.
For the machinist's main attack, it uses a gun, the most selfish of the...
Massacre. Oh, Machinist is the America job. That was so funny. Go back. That was so funny.
Massacre.
For the machinist's main attack, it uses a gun, the most selfish of the ranged classes, where the name of the game is... And the name is labeled on a box called Your Doom, being shipped to the enemy at terminal velocity. What you sacrifice in party buffs you make up for in big... Having 3 giant bullets and a bunch of smaller, higher frequency bullets. Doing your normal 1, 2, 3 will get your gun very hot and bothered until it's riled up enough to rapid fire its red hot goodness. And if you make sure to
So
toss
is
your
this
special
the
toy into the
America
mix, it can
job
end in an
class?
explosive finish. Keep up that momentum and eventually you can even invite your queen to join in the fun. Hey, I hear she's got multiple frequency settings. All this might make you feel like you're not contributing as much, but no need to be nervous. Lucky for you, this job comes with extra protection.
But you are not some simpleton who can be won over by some flashy lights and pretty songs. You want passion, romance, a partner who can live up to your standards.
The dancer foregoes buffing the entire party or focusing on doing its own damage and instead picks one party member, one extra special, extra spicy, extra sexy partner in crime to give a super buff in damage in the form of 2 extra flashy minigames of Simon Says. And then you do a little bit of blending and sending the bodies flying. They're dying to birdies that give them birdies. And
I
afterwards,
definitely
it's
wanna
just
be
a matter of
dancer.
praying to
I
RNGesus to
definitely
bless
wanna
your
be
twinkle toes, because
dancer.
from there, it's all coin flips all the time. Your rotation is a 1 and a 2 that can coin flip into a 3 and a 4. And both of those can coin flip into either a single target or AoE 5, which itself is a coin flip into a possible 6.
Then once you're in rhythm, your spinnies will kill them. Then dance in the wind like that million ribbons and kicking and flipping their carrions into your allies so they can annihilate all that's left. Yay, now they're dead.
And now you know how to play ranged. You're welcome.
Ooh, okay, dancers. Although I do like America, though. I do like the American, though. Yes.
Do you believe in magic, wearing a massive hat? It's a difficult skill and time-consuming at that, and it's magic, the explodious kind. The best roll to make your party go fully blind. I'll tell you about the magic if you insist I must, but if I stand in AoEs, then healers gotta adjust.
Healers, why didn't you adjust?
Welcome to a crap guide to Final Fantasy.
Oh, now we're learning about magic DPS. Yeah, I know you can't start as a dancer. I am aware. Yeah.
The last group of the derps per Cirque's job is the magical range DPS, or just magic for short. Look at the hat, nothing up my sleeves. You are the most important person in the party because
That's such a dumb joke. That's such a dumb joke, but it's so good. It's so good. It's such a dumb joke. Oh, that's so funny.
when the going gets tough, a big hat is required, and the amount of damage you do is proportionally connected to the size of your brim. Where the melee is sniffing up the boss's farts and the ranged are shouting yo mama jokes while making love to the arena's boundaries, you are the healthy middle, standing your ground till you go down to Pound Town when you found the sound that makes the bad guys frown. You don't do as much damage on average as the melees, instead to trade it off for the utility of being able to attack at a range from anywhere in the arena, with one major difference from your physical range cousin, the cast bar. That little lightish red loading beam that you see just about every other main story quest when you have to search a suspicious bush or scout out for the next place Thancred will find yet another new color of depression. Most of your skills require you to stand perfectly still in order to have your big numbers to go off, and if you so much as special edition Han Solo your neck to get a better angle at your hot naked tank, your skill stops and everybody sees how you are no longer looking respectfully. Luckily, every single casting job usually has a lewd calendar's worth of tools to circumvent you having to staple your feet to the floor, which does mean in order to up your mobility without losing out on DPS, you'll need to learn the right sequence of buttons to press like you're playing a 7-dimensional accordion. That said, there's one universal trick to upping your mobility no matter the job, and that's the maneuver known as the slide casting. Though you normally have to wait for the entirety of the cast bar to complete. Little known fact, once it reaches about 4/5 of the way through, you need no longer restrain your movements as though your feet were sweating Gorilla Glue. And you can afford a small amount of movement without losing possible uptime. Cool tip, this applies not only to the magic DPS, but any
Ooh,
skill
I
for any
didn't
job
know
that has a
that.
cast bar. So you can even be
Ooh,
a
I didn't
sliding,
know
slicing
that.
samurai. The magic limit break, similar to the ranged DPS, is an AoE that deals less base damage than the melees but can hit multiple targets. In this case, a massive circle instead, and now you can make fun of the boss for not moving out of the obviously telegraphed danger puddle for a change. Boy, do I love throwing stones out of my glass house. The family of magic is made up of 3 siblings. Okay, that's a lie, it's actually 4, but the smallest one kind of went a weird career path, and they're not often invited to the New Year's parties. The Black Mage is a fantastic job if you're a fan of Cookie Clicker, because you're pressing the same button over and over again ad nauseum to see big number go During rotation, you start out headbanging explosions at the bad guy like a until you're completely out of mana. Then you go into a goth phase, where you chug a bunch of cold energy drinks, getting you back to peak performance where you can go back to Although you have tools to keep yourself mobile like the other mages, you will often be the least dancy and find yourself pitching a tent like you just discovered the sniper tower on Rust. It also wins the award for having the slowest leveling experience
Oh my god.
ever. Next is a summoner who has gone through so many reworks that odds are by the time this video is published it'll have already been changed into a tank job with 4 dots and another job stone. You summon the dragon that nearly destroyed the world 5 years ago, which some may consider in poor taste if they happen to have a loved one's name written in the 7th Umbral Calamity Memorial Museum. And after you're done making them relive their trauma, get to double, triple, and quadruple down on using avatars of terror by summoning life-size copies of 3 monstrosities that killed a lot of innocent people. Chili Boy gives you slow casts and a gap closer. Thick Thigh Bird Woman drops a mildly uncomfortable breeze, and she, as well as Chicken Nugget, turns you into a physical range DPS, where you no longer have to worry about the cast bar anymore. Suck it, Black Mage. After you're finished offending the local countryside, you bring out a big Firebird that'll restore the party's health. Hey, if you're gonna make range DPS obsolete, might as well do the same for healers too, right?
Oh
Lastly,
my
the Red
God.
Mage, the most fashionable job. You steal gimmicks from everybody else like you're a YouTuber wanting to make more than minimum wage. You've got a heal like a White Mage, but a little bit less thick. You've got explosions like a Black Mage, but a little bit less... And you even get a backflip to your death like a Dragoon, but a little bit more sexy. In combat, you flip between using black and white magic attacks in order to build up a mana gauge to spend slashing your sword with a whole lot of sexual tension. Maybe lifting the enemy's chin with the tip of it, saying some threatening innuendo while you're at it. What makes you special, aside from the sick drip and stylish moves, is that after each spell you hardcast with a cast bar, any spell that follows is instant.
I love that Javier was like, it's true, Red Mage gets best hats. Yep, they are the most fashionable. And I did see the note about pick demand, so that they are arranged, well, they're a magical DPS. Yeah, magic DPS, yeah. Ooh, I see.
Meaning you only have to sit still about half of the time. Suck it, Black Mage. This also means you're even more efficient at raising down allies than the healer, since you have essentially infinite swift casts, and the only thing holding you back is the fact that rezzing the whole party will suck you dry like you're an anime boy with no eyes. Red Mage's limit break is also special in that it— Think fast, Juggernuts! And now you know how to— Yeah, I didn't forget, I was just hoping that you had. Playing Blue Mage is only a portion of the Blue Mage experience. The rest of it is starting sentences involving the job with the words, what about? Yes, though it may be classified in the magical range.
Is that really true? Is that really true? Wait, why? Why? I need to know the lore about Blue Mage.
DPS category, blue is unique in the fact that 1, to blue mage is to suffer, and 2, it is considered a limited job, so it has to sit in the corner all by itself while the rest of the kids on the playground actually get to hang out. You are unable to play blue mage with the other jobs in most level synced and current content, especially high-end stuff like Savage Raids and ERP. Why is this? Because if it weren't, whoever's in charge of designing and balancing the elaborate and complex boss fights at Square Enix would probably be under suicide watch. The blue mage's unique power is that it can learn a ton of skills, spells, and abilities from the various enemies and bosses in the game, including but not limited to there's Ultra Vibration and Rose of Destruction and Sticky Tongue Snore Mustard Bomb, Abyssal Transfixion, Quasar Malediction of Water and Fire and Gone, Peculiar, Light Feather, Rain and Shock Strike, Song of Torment and Basic Instinct, Flying Frenzy and Loom, Acorn Bomb, Sonic Boom, Flying Sardine, J-Kid, Final Sting, Triple Trident and White Wind and Level 5 Petra, 5,000 Needles kinda sucks, there's Inkjet and Fates and Transfusion and Blaze, Shoko Meteor and Self-Destruct. And now you know how to play Magic, you're welcome.
I think that's all of them. Yay! We watched them all! Yay! watched them all. Thanks, Red Dragon. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Another joins the FF cult. Yeah. Oh, they added Beastmaster. Will add Beastmaster. I am now boys kill. Oh my god. Beastmaster.
And welcome back to another video with me, Mioni, for Final Fantasy XIV. This time, I want to talk to you a little bit about Beastmaster and patch 7.5. So Beastmaster is the upcoming limited job. Unfortunately, we have to wait quite a while for Beastmaster to be added to the game. It is coming on the 8th of September, which is obviously in a couple of months from now. Beastmaster we've looked at before in a couple of other videos, but we finally get some extra details then, other than just a release date, and that came in part of patch 7.5, where they've added not only monsters to the game for Beastmaster to actually go and tame, maybe perhaps they're related in a storyline, but also some other details as well regarding how we can gear our character. First of all then, there are these, the Gazon pests, or Gazontites as I like to call them, the sneezy fellows. These are ghost-like beings which you can actually find in the Central Shroud. These were never part of the Central Shroud before, and you'll see that these are hanging around Tamtara Deepcroft in the actual Undercroft itself, and just outside as well, these scythe-wielding monsters. We've seen these monsters before in other pieces of content, including Eureka and other field instance content, but these have been added in 7.5 in preparation for the 8th of September with patch 7.56 when Beastmaster gets added. They don't seem to have any sort of actions associated with them other than a melee attack. I spent a little bit of time seeing if they did anything special, but one of the things they do is once you defeat them, they just sort of fizzle into thin air, much like the other monsters, but those have been added. Obviously, level 14, so the maximum cap of a Beastmaster is level 50 and starts at level 0. So, yeah, these should be involved either in the taming or maybe they're part of a storyline related to that. But yes, those are the first of presumably many monsters that will be added and changed in the game. And as far as I know, these are the only ones as of 7.5 that we can find in the wild. There'll probably be some others in other patches. Additionally, apart from that obvious change, we also have the ability to see what gear Beastmaster is using. If we go over to a market board, you can see that on the selection for job, there is actually the limited job Beastmaster listed there. And as you can see, if we look for gear related to this for level 50, you'll see that it is using striking related gear, sharing that with Samurai and Monk then, which means that if you wanted to gear your character for when they hit level 50, you could do so right now. So, of course, what we could do is go into places like the Binding Coil of Bahamut, and we could do turn 4 of the final coils, and we could get ourselves a weapon coffer, specifically a item level 130 stats that we want liked, especially with trying to figure out the best.
I don't feel like that kind of explains what it's doing. Let me see.
We finally got a hold of Beastmaster gameplay footage showing us exactly how it plays in-game and its mechanics, so let's get right into it. The first fundamental gameplay loop is catching them all. Pokemon. You can also level up and train your beasts, and they mentioned that there may be extra subspecies with different skins or designs for some of the beasts. It's going to be total 4 steps here. Gauge to see if you can actually capture that beast, weaken it, then use catch and knock the beast out, and then, well, success, let you know if you caught the beast or not, and then when you actually have successfully caught one, it's going to be added to your bestiary, and then you can summon it from your bestiary. The second gameplay loop is going to be the combat with the beasts, actually fighting with them. So there's a few different layers here, and I'm going to try and take you through it gently, one layer at a time. Let's first talk about how you can even select which beasts you're taking in combat. You can only take 3 of them. This corresponds to one of the 3 battle horns that you have for each of those pets. It's 3 battle horns, 3 beasts. You get to assign which beast goes to which battle horn. And so that means in combat, you can only take 3 beasts with you at any time. However, at any particular moment in combat, you may only have one single beast out. Using those 3 battle horn skills that you assigned a beast to, you can swap between your 3 chosen beasts at any time. As seen in the footage, you can summon your first pet, hell, even in Limbs of Limenza, and then it's going to follow you around, do auto attacks, follow your commands, but we're going to get into that later in a bit later.
Fox Scion.
But you can see that they assigned the Dodo to Horn 2, brought it out, and then they set the Curl to Horn 3 and brought it out. There's also a special UI element allowing you to review all of the beasts and all of their skills of all 3 beasts that you brought with you. Major skills to them. Progressing. Trick was not detailed here. They did allude to it. Careful to be fall off. It has a very short duration.
Interesting. Okay. It'd be amazing if any beast could be tamed, but I definitely look forward to seeing which ones can be. Yeah. Let me be right back. I gotta use the ladies' room. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry. I gotta use the ladies' room. I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. Okay. So, there's so many different videos. Okay. So, I want to watch races. Very important choice. So, this was uploaded 2 years ago. Have there been new races added to Final Fantasy 14? Is that have they? Think so. The femme or that might be it. Oh, so the top video. Okay, great.
Final Fantasy XIV poses one choice that will define your entire gameplay experience, a choice that will have Yoshi P himself judging your life choices, and deciding whether or not he'd use his very limited free time to even bother raiding with you. A choice strongly grounded in your own personal taste and unique self-vision. A vision and opinion that everyone will tell you is wrong. So the question is, what race in this fantasy game based outside of reality will you choose? And are you prepared for the hushed whispers of players in Limsa Lominsa when you walk by? If so, then the choice remains. What race should you choose when starting Final Fantasy XIV? Do stats matter? What birthday should you choose? How will this impact your everyday adventure?
Thank you.
It won't. Nobody cares and the stats don't matter. Hey there, I'm Dying Legacy and I lack imagination and
Ooh, I
escape
like
to
that
the gaming
voice.
world to run and hide from life's problems. And if you're like me, that leaves us with only one choice of race, the Cure. The poster child of Final Fantasy XIV and the main character of every high school anime in existence. You'll feel right at home running from life's responsibilities. You'll fly under the radar of other players in game, as you'll be seen as based and boring and practically ignorable. Or you'll be able to live out your Final Fantasy as you, a boring human, assuming you are human. But what if you're a cat, with tiger blood in your veins, and lion's pride in your heart? Then I can only
Ooh.
truly recommend Hrothgar. For now, they're only represented by the male side of things. Eventually, we can assume their sexy lioness partners
so
will
you
enter
said
the
that there's
picture.
a
But for
female
now,
one
you'll
now,
have to
right?
make do with fang, claw, and mane. While you assert yourself as the king of the savannah among the Denzians of
It's a
Eorzea.
Johnny.
These characters tend to be very rare at the moment, are in need of some mythical bolstering of their forces, and quite clearly the lion's roar of your heart demands you join them, as long as you're okay with not being able to wear hats. But with men's disgraceful, I'm sure it's a worthy sacrifice. But what if your heart says cat, but your soul yearns for head pats and belly rubs?
Yeah.
Are you starved of attention and need all eyes on you at all times? Then I must diagnose you with a case of Mikote, cat girls and cat boys that rule the streets and fields of every region of Eorzea. The most played race at endgame, being it for fashion or raiding, these cats meow into the night and you can never truly be out of earshot from one. If you choose Mikote, your social standing will skyrocket and all eyes will be on you, so don't
Okay, so what I'm learning is that there's the boring humans. Hold on. My food arrived. Yay. Yay. So pardon me, you're gonna hear me eating. So you got born humans, right? You can be Bob the human. You can be a Johnny the planeswalker. And now you can be classic anime girl. Love it. I got karage. I got a karage boo. Dan Dan got me a karage boo. Well, they kind of messed up. They delivered just the karage and then into the bowl part, and so they had to fix it. So now I actually got mine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a McCody, and it's more Wild Taggart. Ah. Hey, P. French, welcome on in. Male hearts are very popular in Fairy, which is the unofficial LGBTQ plus server Pride. Wait, really? Like Pride server? Oh, I'm learning so much. Okay, so we got basic ass humans. Do people play as basic ass humans? So basic ass humans, Taiga boys and ladies, and now we got kitty girls. They are rare.
To point the body
Boring people, yes. Oh my god, don't say that. Oh, not boring people play yours. Also, Podkin, I totally missed. Hi, honey. Welcome on in. I totally missed you. Welcome on in. Surprisingly, yes, humans are super popular. Oh, really? Okay. I started Mikote, but now I play Fem Horothka since it was mentioned earlier as a trans woman being able to play big, strong Catwoman was oddly affirming. Oh, I'm telling you, I feel like I've learned so much. I know several people who attribute their trans journey and like being comfortable in their identity with Final Fantasy 14. I love that. Live your truth, honey. Live your truth.
pillow your characters have spawned, or besmirch the land of YouTube thumbnails that these degenerate catfolk rule. Maybe you see yourself as elegant, refined, more risque than degenerate. You want a character that oozes authority and wows at royal balls. Then you, my friend, are destined to be an Ellison, and are destined to turn heads as the folks of Eorzea turn their heads to check out the tall glass of wine that sauntered on by. Long necks, long ears, and long legs. A race of step-on-me mommy elves that don't crave attention, they command attention. All eyes will be high on you, and the price of neck adjustments will soar. The only question that needs to be answered before embodying the Ellison is, are you ready to be responsible and a little xenophobic? Because as an elf, you'll need to be an aristocratic and an untrusting of anyone that's not an elf. Perhaps you feel yourself eternal, youthful, and playful. Perhaps you want Yoshi P to give you head pats and invite you to raids. Does orange juice course through your veins and the top shelf is but a mystery unsolved? Then Eorzea has you covered with Lollifells, a race of individuals that...
Well, that sums it up. I was like, I want Yoshi P head pats. I want Yoshi P head pats. I want Yoshi P head pats. Cryptid, welcome on in. Thank you for the raid. Hello. Welcome. How are you? I hope you had a great stream, honey. Welcome. We're doing research on Final Fantasy 14 because I'm a sprout and I'm going to learn. I'm going to start playing. So I'm like doing my research. So I'm watching a video about the different races in Final Fantasy 14. And I just love that they're like, perhaps you like this. I was like, yeah. And it's like Lalafell. I was like, it's okay. I'm like trying to watch this to see if I'm going to be any other race. And I was like, no, this describes me to a T. And it's fucking Lalafell. Like as if I was going to be anything else. Yeah. I have to do Lalafell. Yeah. Okay, I want to watch that again because I just find it so funny.
You'll need to be an aristocratic and an untrusting of anyone that's not an elf. Perhaps you feel yourself eternal, youthful, and playful. Perhaps you want Yoshi P to give you head pats and invite you to raids. Does orange juice course through your veins and the top shelf is but a mystery unsolved? Then Eorzea has you covered with Lollifells, a race of individuals that never grow up. Are you 40 years of age but feel like you're 8? That's Lalafell energy for you. The life and joy of the party, embodying childlike innocence. Invited to all the clubs, except ERP clubs. You can stay the hell outside. Your number and you hold the reins. On the offhand,
so
what if you feel
pretty.
untamable, unquestionable, and slightly edgy? What if the friction of touch and an unnecessary need to hoard gold in a mountain is your calling? Well, I have to break it to you. Our Raw is where it's at. Scales, tails, and broken rules are where your heart lies, and these dragon guys and gals is where things get hottest. You don't need tickets to the party if you are the party. With free
Very
reign to be the dark night of everyone's night, you'll find it hard to find the time to curl up with a good book when your inner thoughts are screaming for chaos and glamour. On a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 20, and you'll be on everyone's lips. Speaking of lips, grips, and thigh to leg supremacy, if you're in the market for bear hugs and triangle chokeholds, then the Rogaden is your fantastically strong idea of your bed's not whispering, it's for arm wrestling and whimpering. With roguish smiles and bench press potential, you won't
the
have any need
ladies
to
are so
ask to be noticed.
sexy.
When you get a flood of in-game tells asking to be choked and dined through in-game content, romantically embracing your party to victory, you are the go-to dummy mommy and hold me daddy that he always needs and
I
craves.
love her.
Honestly, you're too good for them. But you'll still be hailed a hero among quivering denizens
love
of your
Big
fan club.
Muscle
Once you've
Mommy.
chosen the race of your journey, know that it's not final. After some MSQ misadventure, you'll be given a free Fantasia potion. If you feel the whims of your soul has changed and the luring meows of Catgirl is calling your name, then the choice may start all over again. And don't worry, no matter what energy you're looking for, every class itself has a small offshoot to choose from. Are you a Hue or are you Mountain Daddy? Are you Sun Cat or Moon Cat? Mountain Bunny or Desert Bunny? It doesn't really matter. Every race has a region of 2 different characters that you can choose from, which shouldn't really make your choice of race any more difficult, but you know, it's on the table. It's up to you to choose who you play cards with. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more Pillow Talk. Follow me on Twitch for more voice ramblings. And until next time, take care of yourself.
I feel like I have to be Lalafell, but also bunny people are very sassy. Lalafell during the day, bunny lady by night. Is that like a thing? Mm. Lala on the street, Pierre in the sheets. Yes! I love that. Fantasias. Because you're saying I can bounce back and forth, right? You're saying that I can bounce back and forth if I was doing it like... Oh, so you get one. Oh, I see. So, should I... Oh, it's so tough. And I'm also still torn if I want to be healer, if I want to do magic. Like, I'm torn between summoner and a healer. Hmm. If you want to pick a job for main story quest, a job? What do you mean? You get the free healer with it too? Oh, that's true. Oh. Job is what a class turns into? Wait, but I thought they had jobs like you can cook and you can garden. I thought that was that. You can change class while in battle? What? What's cooking? Do they have cooking? Culinarian?
Three individuals have had a disagreement, and in the pirate city of Limsa, these problems are only solved in one way: competition. The three offended persons stepped forward. Arogadin, Makote, and Lalafell were each observing one another with nothing but contempt as their spiteful gazes would dart between the other two. But soon, all was silent as the judge of this entire affair stepped forward. The judge decreed that all in this competition was fair, and that skill alone would decide the winner. The judge raised their hand, making the three and all those gathered to watch tense up. Finally, the judge shouted for them to begin, making the three rush to the workstations that had been set up for them. as all three chefs began to cook. Each of them began to display a variety of techniques that have been honed to a razor's edge over their careers. The Mikote, with her superb reflexes, chopped, balanced, and sizzled her ingredients with perfect care. Meanwhile, the Rogadin grabbed what looked like a fire shard from one of the nearby bags before crushing it in his grasp. He smiled before sprinkling the fire powder over his pan, causing it to briefly erupt in flame. Lastly, the Lalafell had something else in mind. As she prepared her ingredients, she wove a spell, and bursting forth from the aether came a carbuncle, which took a whisk into its mouth and began to mix the Lalafell's ingredients for her. The Mikote pointed at the cooking carbuncle and shouted foul play, but the judge shook their head and allowed the carbuncle to continue. Eventually, all three chefs finished their preparations, and a full 3-course meal was on display for all to see. Everyone, including the chefs, stood silent as the judge paced to each table, sampling every appetizer, main course, and dessert with a trained expression. Eventually, the moment of truth came as the judge raised their hand, declaring this would be a 3-way victory and loss. The Mikote had produced the finest appetizer, which stimulated the appetite and excited the taste buds. However, the Rogadin's main course was everything one should expect from a proper meal. Meanwhile, the dessert presented by the Lalafell and her carbuncle was rich yet easy on the stomach. Begrudgingly, the chefs gave in to the judge's appraisal, and a new 3-course meal combining their talents was added to Limsa's menu. It would become known as the Warring Terzetto, and became a favorite for all those visiting the city-state for years to come.
Hi, Bassos. Thank you so much for the tier 1, honey. Mwah! Thank you.
Good day, my friends. Continuing our lessons on Eorzea's most refined crafters, we come to a discipline that is in a league all its own. While most crafters deal with materials and items meant to be worn or wielded, this one deals only in objects that are meant to be eaten.
I love it.
Indeed, let us come together and partake of the world's delicacies as we understand what it means to be a culinarian.
Yeah.
In the history of the entire world, things like the Culinarians Guild are considered really young. However, the practice of cooking and preparing food has been around for as long as can be remembered. Through every astral era and umbral calamity, there's always been the need to sustain one's life through sustenance. You see, food serves 2 purposes. One is the
Hi, Hazumi. Welcome on in. Hello. Hi. Oh, hi, bro guy. Welcome on in. I'm so excited too. Today we've been learning, I've been learning about the different races and the classes and jobs and stuff. I'm thinking I'm gonna be a Lalafell summoner who's a culinarian. I think that's what I'm gonna do. La Lalafell, summoner and culinarian extraordinaire. Yeah. I just really want the carbuncle, man. Yeah. I want to although the sexy bunny people, what is it, the Vieras? I also like the Vieras. But I feel like my personality is so much more better suited for a Lalafell. Yeah. So many decisions.
logical need.
Oh, and eventually I would like to be dancer and pictomancer.
As living creatures, our organic makeup demands a variety of proteins, vitamins, and chemicals in order to stay healthy and strong. This is why different kinds of fruits, vegetables, meats, and more are commonplace across every culture, regardless of location. The second purpose food serves is to speed up the process of recovering one's missing aether. You see, physical exhaustion occurs when one's body becomes tired from extensive use, but someone's personal pool of aether can be spent as well. The easiest example of this are mages. While there are a variety of ways to cast spells, all of them demand a cost on the caster's body at some point. So long as they're practicing safe methods of spellcraft, a mage's aether will recover over time. However, the right food can speed up this process profoundly. After all, food, like everything else in our world, is ultimately made of aether.
Oh my god, I just realized we're at 69 Partner Plus points. Can I get some nice in chat? I totally just noticed. Look at that. Look at that. Look up here in the corner. Nice. 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 I just realized. Nice. Nice. Yeah. I'm so surprised none of you said 6-7. Hey, Darren. Oh, come on in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I couldn't help myself, sorry.
So what better way to recover the energy you're missing than by devouring it? Eating the right food can energize your body and your aether in strange yet interesting ways. That being said, food and the various ways it has been prepared have been celebrated across multiple cultures, generations, and continents. Which brings us to the modern chef, or rather, the Eorzean culinarian.
Yay!
Today, Aldenard's passion for all things cooking is easily traced back to Limsa Lominsa. While
Lima
every
Lama
country has its
salsa!
own culture when it comes to food, it was Limsa that took the idea of feasting to an entirely new level and has yet to stop. But to understand why, we need to turn back the clock a little more than 50 years ago. At this time, the Admiral of Limsa Lominsa was a man named Ffxiv Baldwanson.
Bless you.
But he was more infamously known as Masked Cleaver Baldwanson. Despite his vicious reputation, this Rogadan fancied himself a connoisseur of all things food. There are many stories of him sailing with his crew to try and catalog every recipe known to our realm. To him, rare ingredients and new recipes were as good as any treasure, and you could consider your mast cleaved if you got in his way. You wouldn't expect a pirate to fall so deeply in love with the culinary arts, especially with all the stories of sailors losing their teeth in fights, as well as the infamous cases of scurvy. And yet, Baldwanson was a true gourmand, worthy of the title, as he learned to cook every dish he discovered, and even perfected some of his own recipes. His love for the art of cooking was as vast as the sea itself, so in order to immortalize his findings and hand the torch to the next generation of chefs, Admiral Baldwanson declared that Limsa Lominsa shall create the Culinarians Guild. In the year 1525 of the Sixth Astral Era, the guild was officially opened,
I want
and
to
has
join
kept
the Culinarians
Baldwanson's
Guild. I
passion
love
alive
this lore.
ever since.
Oh my god, I love the lore. I
Ever
love
since
the
its
lore.
creation, the
Little
Culinarians
pirate
Guild has
chef.
attempted to expand on the old Admiral's vision by not only perfecting the recipes of Eorzea, but by trying to collect and catalog the various dishes across the entire world. From beverages to pastries, surf to turf, noodles and more, almost any kind of dish you can imagine has been practiced in these halls. In fact, many cooking techniques passed down through the guild's teachings were created by the Admiral himself. So it could be said that any member of the guild is truly following in the Admiral's footsteps. Though despite his passion and love for cooking, he isn't all the guild would eventually become known for. Using perfected cooking techniques as well as experimental recipes, the guild has ever tried to push the bounds of culinary expertise. To that end, they've created many dishes and meals unique to the guild itself, such as the infamous eggless omelette. But the guild has never simply created new meals for its own sake. Attached to the guild hall is a restaurant named the Bismarck, and it has always acted as the best way for everyone to partake of the latest and greatest discoveries of the guild. In fact, the Bismarck is so refined that some food critics have stated that it is the only restaurant worthy of the name. And strangely enough, this statement isn't entirely hyperbolic. The Bismarck is so popular that people have traveled across the sea from other countries just to sit and dine here.
Yeah.
In fact, my records show that the waiting list for the Bismarck has never been less than at least 3 whole months, with there only ever being vacancies for friends, family, and of course, VIPs. While the Guild and the Bismarck are indeed famous in the culinary field, the culinarians belonging to it rarely stay in Limsa Lominsa forever. It's all too common for them to strike out on their own and travel the world in hopes of perfecting their own style of cooking. Many guild members have gone to other countries and continents in this noble pursuit.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like if I decide to do stamina, I would do lima lima salsa because that's also where culinarians are. Amazing, amazing. Hi, Primus. Hi, Galen. Welcome on in. I love that culinarians are food pirates. I love that. That's so fun. That's such a fun lore. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want to open up a restaurant, a diner in Eorzea. I want to do that. Yeah. Ooh, it makes me want to load up the game right now and start. I want to play. I want to play. I want to play. Hi, Nightrook. I had no idea. Oh. Wait, what is this Lalafell thing? Wait, what did you do this? I love them! I love them! Oh. So these are definitely more fashionable. See? But then when you do it here, it's so cute. Okay. I gotta be a Lalafell. Fuck! I gotta be a Lalafell, damn it! I gotta be a Lalafell. There's no other answer that makes sense for me. I gotta be a Lalafell. It's so fucking cute. Look at them. They're so fucking cute. I die. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, it's so cute. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. Yeah. Hi, Bob. Yeah, I'm learning about Final Fantasy 14. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm loving it. Yeah. I'm loving learning all this lore and good stuff. So I'm like, I just want to start. I just want to start. I want to do it. I want to do it. Wait, I want to see the Lalafell parades that everyone's been mentioning. Because I need to behold this site. Wait, I'm in the middle of watching this lore video. Hold on. Man, my ADD is going crazy. My ADHD. Okay.
Many guild members have gone to other countries and continents in this noble pursuit. Of course, these trained chefs usually return at some point in order to share what they've learned and perhaps show off a new recipe or two. But some cooks have been known to stay abroad for long periods of time, helping to improve the tastes of people across the world. Given enough
Nice.
time, it's likely that the Culinarians Guild may have a direct or indirect connection to every major civilization at some point because of this worldly endeavor. But now that we've covered the history of the guild and its origins, let us go over their choice of tools and attire. Your average traveling culinarian will always have two specific tools with them. The
I like
first
the
is their frying
animations.
pan, or skillet.
Oh my god.
While not a big boiling pot, a
I love
chef's
it.
pan is one of their most used tools, as it serves to heat up and prepare whatever recipe they're working on. Over the course of its career, a culinarian's pan will prepare all sorts of unique dishes. The offhanded tool these chefs are almost never seen without is a trusty knife. While knives are technically an edged weapon with a storied history all its own, a chef's knife is something special. These blades are designed specifically to cut through scores of fruits, vegetables, meats, cheeses, and fish over and over again without dulling unnecessarily. In fact, these knives are sometimes made with the same rare metals that go into making legendary weapons. Next, we'll go over their attire. While a culinarian's getup is usually up to them, there are a few things all the greatest outfits have in common.
Okay.
First and foremost is their apron. Cooking can be a messy job, and instead
Wait. Wait a second. Did they just say? Did they just say? Did they just say the most important item is an apron? Is that what I heard? They said an apron? Hello? 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 It was meant to be. It was meant to be. I need to be a culinarian. They said it's the most important. It's most important. Yes. Yes, this is it. I'm gonna be a culinarian. I'm gonna be a little culinarian. Little culinarian. I'm gonna be a little Lalafell. Yeah. Culinarian.
of ruining countless wardrobes, most culinarians wear a stylish yet easy to clean outfit with a large apron. These outfits usually come equipped with a pair of thick gloves for handling hot items, but are easily removable since thick gloves aren't always necessary. Lastly is the tall hat from which many chefs are known for. These hats are almost always white, to signify a sense of purity and cleanliness within one's kitchen. A clean hat asserts that they are indeed a clean chef. And to wrap up our lesson on this discipline, we'll discuss the use of the crystals they're most known for acquiring. Culinarians make use of two elemental crystals more than any other: fire and water. Fire is extremely reasonable, as heat is an element of change. Nothing comes out of fire exactly the same as it went in, and a chef's ingredients becoming a meal is no different. Secondly, they make use of water crystals. The water from these crystals is used to clean and purify all sorts of ingredients, as well as become an ingredient itself in countless recipes.
Okay.
As such, culinarians make use of fire and water crystals extremely regularly. And that, my friends, is all I have to say on the history and practices of the culinarians.
Yay. Okay. So we did culinarians. Okay, great. I see Lalafell Parade. Give me. Wait, what is the best? What should I watch? Which one? There's so many Lalafell videos. Wait, what Lalafell Parade? I just want to watch a cute little clip. World Lalafell Day? The Jesse Cox one? I don't know who that is. I love that all various professions have their own storylines as well. That's so cool. We love the deep lore. Yeah. Okay, I guess. Oh my god, shut up. Oh my god! This is so cute! Oh, this is so cute! Wait, I'm tearing. I don't know. I'm having like I'm getting overwhelmed with cuteness. This is so adorable. Oh my god. This is so cute. Oh my god, there's one using an umbrella. Oh my god, this is so cute. This is adorable. Wow, look at them. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh my. Oh, the show. Oh my god. I love the floating balloons. You see the carbuncle? I need it. Oh my god, I'm crying. This is so cute. I'm dying. They're adorable. Oh my god. Oh my god, look at the Tomberry. Oh, this is so cute. Okay, wait. Oh my god, wait, it keeps on going. This is so. Wait, I love that cactuar umbrella. Oh, I'm dying. It's so cute. This is so cute. Oh my god. Okay, wait, you said the first one? With the nightsticks, that is so fucking cute. I'm dying. Oh my god. That's so cute. Oh, I'm fucking crying. It's so cute. community events like this. That people all over the world can do this. This is so cool. How often do they do this? This is so sweet. There's too many. I just love that they're like unleashing these halls with these carpets and stuff. It's so funny. I love it. Oh my god, that's so cute. Oh my god. This is so cute. I'm sorry I keep on repeating myself. It's so wholesome. Lima Llama Salsa. Can you play music while you walk, or you have to like, you can't do those two things at the same time? Oh, look at them! Ah! Oh, look at all of them swimming! Ah! Oh, that was so cute! I love it. Oh my god. That was so cute. Oh my god. This is so cute. Oh my goodness. That was so cute. Oh, that was so cute. That just like, I don't know, that was so joyful to watch. It's adorable. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I was not prepared to be I was not prepared. I was so not prepared. Okay, I'm loading up the launcher. I feel like, well, or we can wait until tomorrow too. We can wait until tomorrow. It's okay. We can wait until tomorrow. It's okay. I think what we should do, get some more lore in your veins. Do they have a shorter summary of the lore of that or no? Let me see. This is. Oh, sorry. This is. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Lore for beginners. Okay. Okay. I think this is a good place to finish. We'll watch this and then tomorrow we'll dive into the game. How does that sound? I think that sounds pretty perfect. Right? Because then we'll be all lured up. We'll be all lured up. Yeah. Okay. Great.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our deep dive into the lore of Final Fantasy XIV for beginners. Our two previous videos in this series tackled the ancient history and origins of our tale, as well as defined some terms and ideas from the game. But now, it's time for the story. So sit back.
Is the volume good? Yeah, I'll watch the longer one tonight, maybe while I'm in bed. Thank you for sending that my way, though. I really appreciate it. A little quiet? Okay, that's what I maybe thought. Okay. Okay, let's start from the beginning.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our deep dive into the lore of Final Fantasy XIV for beginners.
Better?
Our two previous videos in this series tackled the ancient history and origins of our tale, as well as defined some terms and ideas from the game. But now, it's time for the story. So,
how could I forget? What? That's not what I was looking for. That's not what I was looking for. Where the heck? I can't watch a lore video without my popcorn. Yippee! Okay, now we can watch. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
hello, everyone, and welcome back to our deep dive into the lore of Final Fantasy XIV for beginners. Our two previous videos in this series tackled the ancient history and origins of our tale, as well as defined some terms and ideas from the game. But now, it's time for the story. So sit back, relax, and let me regale you with the story of Final Fantasy XIV before A Realm Reborn. So, you're probably saying, Jesse, how on earth are you going to cover an entire MMORPG story in a short and concise way that won't waste hours of our time? Well, while 1.0 is the introduction to many of the characters we know and love, it really was the tale of two Imperials. Nael Van Darnus, the White Raven, and Gaius Van Belsar, the Black Wolf. If these two seem...
Bless you.
like some pretty scary guys. They should. They're some of the best the Empire has, and the ones spearheading its war machine. As I mentioned in the previous history video, 50 years prior to the start of A Realm Reborn, the Garleans began their rise to power and conquest of the world, culminating in the great victory over Alamigo. And it was the competing visions of these two men on what to do next that would decide not only the fate of Eorzea, but the world. You see, the Garlean Empire's first conquests were the nations of the East, and it was there they learned the awesome power of the Primals, these summoned magical beings that we discussed previously in another video. These Primals inflicted so much damage to the war effort that it became the primary goal of all future Imperial campaigns to prevent their summoning, especially so on the now opening Western Front. It was this fear that drove the Empire. How do we defeat our enemies when they have access to magics and powers that we do not? It's what drove their technological advancements and tactical decisions. It's what sparked their desire to unearth the secrets of the long-lost Allagan Empire and derive any advantage they could from them. And the result was Project Meteor. This is where Nail Van Darnus comes in. A ruthless man, a descendant of one of the Empire's founders and commander of the 7th Legion. He was in fact so ruthless that he drew the attention of the Emperor. But the Emperor's interests were much deeper than his commander's skills. It was reported that Nail's family history stretched all the way back to the Allagans. And again, if you need a refresher on them, go check the History of Hydaelyn video. So, to the south, deep in the heart of Bosja, the Empire began testing Allagan artifacts donated by House Darnus, with the knowledge that long ago the Allagans had not only found a way to deal with the Primals, but also defeat them. And the Empire, through this, discovered that Dalamud, the smaller second red moon, was in fact not a celestial body, but an ancient satellite of Allagan creation, a powerful weapon to unleash on Eorzea. However, just days before the plan's approval, the program's chief scientist, Midas Nan Garland, began his attempts to contact the satellite to confirm their theories.
Oh, so some sciencey stuff happened. This is all in preventing the This is all because they're trying to prevent the summoning of the primals, right? Because they're terrified of them, and so they developed this. They developed Meteor. Oh, okay.
Which were almost immediately proven true, as the immense power trapped within the satellite for 5,000 years was unleashed on Bosja, destroying the city, the research, the Empire's top scientists, and countless Allagan artifacts and records. And that seems like it would have been the end for Project Meteor, with the Emperor losing interest in a power he couldn't control.
Oh, so Garleans can't use magic, so they science. Oh, okay. Okay.
But not for Nail. His house would not be shamed. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, in Eorzea, Gaius Van Belsar, legatus, or high-ranking general of the 14th Legion and man responsible for the fall of numerous cities, took control of Alamigo. With the Empire's major military threat in Eorzea conquered, things should have proceeded without trouble against the weaker remaining city-states. But repercussions of the failure at Bosja were far-reaching. Midas Nan Garland's son, Sid, and one of Gaius's war—
Sid! Sid! We got a sitting game! We got a sitting game!
a brilliant mind in his own right, defected to the Eorzeans with the knowledge of what horrors the Empire was prepared to unleash on the world in the name of conquest. With one of the greatest scientific minds of the Empire now gone, and with him untold knowledge of their plans, Gaius pushed ahead with his invasion, one that would surely make any aid Sid could provide moot, and finish off any Eorzean resistance swiftly and completely. He would launch the entirety of his fleet at the heart of the continent, Mordona, a place not only located centrally between all the city-states to cut them off from one another, but also the nexus of all the ethereal energies of the realm, seemingly flowing into the nearby Silver Tear Lake. To the Empire, this was a land of little more than strategic importance, but to those who lived on the land, it was a place of magic and mystery and great power. Gaius, fearing his enemies might use this ethereal energy to summon primals or in some other way draw the Empire into a long and bloody conflict, chose to ignore the legends of the land. The tales of this...
So he fucked around and he's about to find out, is what they're prepping me for. He fucked around with the magic flow juice and he's about to find out. Okay.
Mysterious places.
The inspiration of this lore came from, it sounds a lot like the, what is it called? The life stream in Final Fantasy VII. Am I assuming correctly? Feels like there's a lot of holy versus meteor vibes. Yes, yes. Am I good? Yes, no, yes, maybe. Maybe. Close enough. Star Wars? Star Wars was the inspo.
One such legend being the tale of the lake's guardian, the father of all dragons, Midgardsormr. As legend would have it, long, long ago, the father of dragons...
Midgardsormr? Midgard? As in Midgard from Final Fantasy VII?
...was made the guardian of the lake by the 12, the ancient pantheon of gods and protectors of Eorzea that we discussed in a previous video. And now the Empire would learn those legends were true. With the full force of the 14th Legion bearing down on Silvertear, the Guardian surfaced. Summoning forth his dragon children, he laid waste to the Imperial airships. Coiling his own body around the capital ship, he brought it down to the Earth, scattering the remaining 14th Legion. The Empire was routed. But as Midgardsormr roared with triumph, the cerulean fuel cells in the fallen capital ship ignited, destroying it, Midgardsormr, and in a brilliant flash turning the lands of Mordona into a crystallized wasteland. Gaius had been defeated, not by the armies of man, but by a totally unexpected force. His hubris leading to an Imperial retreat back to Alamigo and a halt to their invasion. Not only did this defeat serve to embolden the city-states of Eorzea, but also its Beastmen tribes, who found the new crystallized Mordona an easy means to summon their primal deities. If anything, Gaius's actions had made it worse. The remnants of the 14th would set about constructing a massive, fortified barrier to hide themselves behind, known as Baelsar's Wall. And from behind it, they would wait for an opportunity to present itself. And it appeared that that opportunity would be grasped by another. Nell, still reeling from his failures, seeing the war effort stalled, caught the ear of the Emperor once more, with claims of mastering the ability to control the Allagan satellite. And so, on his orders, the Emperor authorized the renewal of the Meteor Project, giving Nell and his 7th Legion complete control over the 14th, and Gaius and the Imperial war effort. Eorzea would fall, no matter the cost. All was not well with the city-states, however, as their victory over the Empire would have its own grim consequences. The Beastmen tribes, who before were a nuisance, had now become a major threat. The Sharlayans, who had insisted on maintaining a peace, brokering deals and neutrality, and who for some time had maintained a colony on the Eorzean mainland, would finally abandon it, its scholarly inhabitants returning to their island homeland in order to avoid what was sure to be more bloodshed. Ishgard, the theocracy to the north, would pull their forces back to continue their unending war with the dragons, who were now without their progenitor, Midgardsormr. And soon, even relations between Ul'dah, Gridania, and Limsa would sour. The Eorzean alliance existing now in merely name more than function. It was in this time of uncertainty that the Adventurers Guild was formed, a way to give former soldiers and those with the taste for the dangerous a role to play in this new Eorzea. This is finally where you come in, an adventurer, seeking fame or fortune or maybe just a little fun. But this is Final Fantasy, so, you know, that won't last long. Because back in Sharlayan, talented mage and distinguished scholar Louis-Soir Levelier and a collection of his prized pupils, scholars who had gained the title of Archon, would form the Circle of Knowing, a secret group that would oppose the Sharlayan Forum's non-intervention and set out to save Eorzea, not just from—
Wait, some of these people look familiar. Some of these characters look familiar. These two look familiar. I recognize these two and this cat girl. Ah, what? I thought everybody died in the fucking calamity. Huh? Oh, okay, wait. I guess they're gonna explain it. They're gonna explain it.
The Empire, but from something far worse. Well versed in ancient legends, Louisoix was aware of the prophecy which foretold of the coming of the 7th Umbral Calamity. For more info on what the calamities are and how bad they can get, see the previous history video. Working behind the scenes, Louisoix dispatched Thancred Waters to Ul'dah, Y'shtola Rule to Limsa Lominsa, and Papalimo and Yida to Gridania.
Oh, so that's why Catgirl is over here when you're starting your journey. She's kind of part of your story. And when you're in Garden Town, these two are over there. I don't think I've ever started in Hodor. Oh. Okay, I see.
In order to convince the city-states to take the offensive to the Empire. Now, if that sounds kind of familiar to those of you who have played A Realm Reborn, it's because it's roughly the same thing over again.
Hell yeah! I called it.
In that game, you meet all these characters in the same places, roughly trying to do the same thing. They're just reintroduced to you all over again. So we're not going to deep dive into all of that here. We'll save that for the Realm Reborn video. Now, having said all that, there's actually one thing I really should include right here.
Oh, Miss Ducky. Hi, Miss Ducky. Welcome on in. Happy time zone. Welcome on in, Raiders. My name is Miss Lala. I'm a 1950s dine and waitress VTuber serving up fun in the 21st century. You may also call me a Sprout because I am learning all about Final Fantasy 14. And yeah, we're diving into it because I'm going to start my journey tomorrow. So yeah, welcome on in. Hi. Learning is going very well. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Thanks for bringing your community over. Yeah, welcome.
That will definitely come back in A Realm Reborn, but for our purposes, it starts right here. And that's the Echo. The Echo is a gift or a curse, whatever it is, it's something that began to appear after the Battle of Silvertear Lake. Those who were granted the Echo bear witness to a star shower from a burning sky.
Oh, and I have the Echo. Like a bat. You're the player of Eorzea. The player who is in the MSQ. Main story crest, right? It's like, you have the power of the Echo. That's coming back to me a little bit.
And hear a mysterious voice calling to them. They're granted the memories of others and disturbing visions, none of which they have control over when it happens or how it happens. A great example can be seen early on in the 1.0 trailer where the main character is suddenly whisked away while talking to his friends. Then, after the vision ends, is right back where he was. To be clear, this is an incredibly rare thing. There are other characters you'll meet in the world that have it, but it is very few. This is where Minfilia, who we'll meet again in A Realm Reborn, comes in. Her role in 1.0 is as the leader of a group who attempts to support and protect those affected by the Echo. But again, we'll meet her and all the other Archons and talk about the Echo again in A Realm Reborn. Now back to the story. While the others ventured to the city-states, Urianger traveled to the countryside, spreading the word of the Dark Prophecy far and wide, and while it earned him some contempt because no one wants to hear about the end of the world, it was secretly a plan to draw the attention of the Empire. If they were to pursue this heretical doomsayer, it would draw their eyes away from Louisoix's other plans. One of which was to figure out what the Beastmen were up to and why they were summoning primals, and more importantly, how they learned to do it in the first place. Enlisting the help of the students of Baldessian, another group of scholars from Sharlayan, to research the primal phenomenon, we learn that summoning primals requires a vast amount of ether. Ether being the essential building block for all magic and life, and using it in such high quantities, they would begin to drain it from the world itself, leaving the planet devoid of life. And for some reason, they were being taught to do this by a secretive group called the Ascians. But we're gonna stop that line of inquiry right now because I'm gonna keep it cryptic. Like I said in the last video, while the men of the Empire and Eorzea wage wars, there are those in the shadows who are up to no good. Anyway, moving quickly along, While the Empire hid behind Belsar's wall, the Archons would not only try to warn the people of Eorzea of an impending calamity, but also try to impress on its leaders the importance of stopping the Beastmen and a potentially worse threat. Backing the Archons in their endeavor was Sid Garland and his new advancements in technology given to the Eorzeans after his defection. He would be indispensable, not only in this, but in the coming days, knowing of Neil Van Darnus' desire to bring down Dalamud. So your adventurer goes from aiding the people of the city-states to joining with the Circle of Knowing in an attempt to stop the Beastmen before they do too much damage to the world. Right. And although you overcome one of the tribes and their Fire Lord Ffxiv, perched above the battle is the White Raven's airship.
Oh no! Hi, Christfall. Welcome on in. Oh, good night, Cryptid. Thanks for hanging out. Good night.
The Imperial, having observed your struggle, entreating you to speak with him, Nail warned of a threat that loomed over not just Eorzea, but the entire world. That's what Eorzeans didn't understand. The Empire merely wanted to save the savage nations of the world, unite them under one banner, and protect them from the same prophetic danger that Urianger spoke of. But you're the hero, so no way were you interested in listening to a most villainous monologue, and you told that guy to go kick rocks. Which, in hindsight, probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. Nail unleashed a mysterious dark power, rupturing the ethereal currents, saturating the area with ether. And although you managed to survive, in one fell swoop, Nail has made all of your efforts futile. The Beastmen now have access to more ether than ever before. Ffxiv would return, and perhaps stronger than ever. But this action baffled Louisoix. Why would a soldier of the Empire do this? Their whole objective was to stop the Primals and prevent their summoning.
Yeah.
Surely this went against the Empire's entire reason for the initial invasion. It was Sid and his team at the Ironworks who discovered the truth. The Aether of the Realm was in chaos. No longer did it flow towards Silvertear Lake like it had done in the past. Now, just like in the days of the Allagan Empire, it rose skyward towards Dalamud. The situation became more dire with the discovery that the Empire had secretly taken Mordona while you were dealing with the Primals. A group of Alamegan resistance fighters seeking revenge decide to attack the Imperial position at Silvertear and steal an airship, thinking it relatively unguarded. But upon arrival, the entire force is killed. And you come face to face with Gaius, now serving under Nail. Mordona had in fact become a staging ground for the final phase of Van Darnus' plan. A lunar transmitter, a way to contact and control the Red Moon. With it, Dalamud would break free from its orbit and decimate Eorzea. Luckily, with the help of your friends, you managed to escape Gaius and the secret Imperial force. But in your escape, the Imperial sees potential. Because something has changed in Nail. Gaius noticed it, despite all the soldiers under his command being taken by the White Raven's zeal. He hasn't. It isn't until you meet Nail again that you yourself notice the change. Now he mocks the Emperor's goals. The events unfolding were not simply a means to conquer Eorzea, but to him, the culmination of a life's work. But to what end? Louisoix once again turns to Sid, a man who has always had close ties to the origins of the Meteor Project. Meanwhile, you and the Circle of Knowing work to unite the city-states for an attack on Mordona, Nail, and the combined forces of the 7th and 14th Legions. They would once again create the grand companies of old to fight on behalf of their people and unite to take on this threat. But this enemy would seem insurmountable until a gift was given to the Eorzean Alliance from an unexpected source. An Imperial airship making its way to Mordona would be shot down, and with it, critical information on board about Nail's plans, his defenses, and more. After its recovery, Sid realizes it was Gaius who shot down the ship and allowed the information to fall into your hands. And with that, the Alliance launched the attack on the Imperial stronghold, where you once again meet Nail, who is now completely out of his mind. The Imperial general seemingly referring to the moon as a god, a divine being that he will bring into this world, the manifestation of its will. His plan was never to use Dalamud as a weapon for the Empire, but to bring about its return to the world, and he was
so he's
willing
like-
to sacrifice
he's
himself
like
to do
cray,
it.
cray,
He is,
cray,
at
cray.
this
Like,
point,
real cray, cray.
completely lost. The man even does the crazy RPG bad guy walk through fire. Using his new powers, he raised a long-buried Allegan ruin to the heavens, where he begins to pull the moon towards the surface. But he does so without the support of the Empire or technology, to the marvel of his men. He has done something that should be impossible. And as soldiers from the Grand Companies gather below,
Hi,
the
Dan.
White Raven unleashes fire from the sky upon them. A way to the island must be found, and once again,
I love Himbo
we
Sid.
turn to Sid. Sid, who has put a lot of the blame for this whole thing on himself and his family's association with the Meteor Project, offers to take you, the adventurer who has somehow made it this far, to the floating island to confront Nail. But when you arrive, you find someone entirely different. Dalamud has been slowly warping the mind of the Imperial for years, enthralling him. Whatever he once was, he is no longer. Madness has consumed him, and in the battle that ensues, the White Raven, now empowered by ancient magics, reaches for the heavens to finish the deed before being struck down. And while the forces of Eorzea celebrate their victory in Gridania, Nail's purpose had been fulfilled. The red moon still descended. Yet, as if a sign that hope still remained, symbols of the 12 began to appear all around Eorzea. Louisoix, realizing this could be a sign from the gods, encouraged the people of the realm to seek them out and pray at them. But it was, in fact, he who had secretly carved them into the stones. They were to be like spiritual anchors for the ritual that could potentially save the realm from the falling astral body. But it's just a little easier to say, the gods can help us, rather than, this is a last-ditch effort and I need everyone involved. And it was there, at one of the symbols, that Gaius would make his last appearance. He had seen the madness of Nail, and although he sought the conquest of Eorzea, he was no monster. He was not like that man. So he had worked against him secretly, and now would be pulling the 14th Legion back to Alamigo. But the 7th, they were completely lost to the cult of Nail Van Darnus and had chosen to remain to see their commander's dream come true. Gaius bids you to stop Dalamud, save Eorzea, and maybe if you succeed, the two of you would meet again someday. And so the Eorzean Alliance and adventurers from all over the realm would march to the Cargino Flats of Mordona, Dalamud rapidly approaching to buy Louisoix time to perform his ritual and save the world. But none knew of the terror trapped inside Dalamud for thousands of years, wanting to be free.
Oh. It's gonna be the Kool-Aid Man, just you wait. Oh yeah!
And that is how Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 ends, and A Realm Reborn begins. I'm sure there will be a lot of people that say, but what about this storyline or that storyline, Jesse?
Oh my goodness. Oh, that was so amazing. That was so amazing. That was amazing. It just made me really nostalgic. Sorry, I'm so squeaky. It made me so nostalgic because Final Fantasy is such a beautiful franchise. And what always made me appreciate it was you really got attached to the characters, but it's such a beautiful game. And it never felt like you were just playing a run of the mill video game. It really felt like you were a part of this really big story. And the cutscenes were always so gorgeous and so emotional and so incredibly cinematic. And I never saw anything like that, you know? And I remember like playing Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 8, and I don't care if this ages me. I would play this on my television, and it had a built-in VCR, and I'd put in a tape. I'd put in a VHS tape, and I would go to a save point. I'd pop the VHS in and literally record cutscenes. So I'd have VHS tapes that were just collections of cutscenes from Final Fantasy games, so that I could just play the cutscenes. And I'd have separate save files from when I played the game. So if I wanted to just live through that again, I would do that. And it's just so special. And so that just really brought me back. That was so nostalgic. I'd never seen that before. And so I did that with Final Fantasy 7. I did that with Legends of Dragoon. I did that with like Chrono Cross. Like all these like JRPGs were such wonderful examples of storytelling, and I was so moved by them. It's like it was so cool to be part of a story like that. And I haven't played Final Fantasy in a long time. I know I've played the remake, the remake part one or whatever it is, which is really fun to play with Don Don, who never played it ever. He never played Final Fantasy 7. But I haven't like played Final Fantasy really a long time, and you forget just how impactful it was, or it is. And that was an incredible sequence. And I think it just goes to show just how powerful, like, just, I don't know. It's just, they're such good storytellers always. The visuals are so, so good. Yeah. It's so good. It feels so good. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, yeah, like I was obsessed. Like sometimes I'd let like the Final Fantasy 8 screen, like I wouldn't purposely like click anything. So, because after a while, like it would just automatically play like the opening, like the Liberi Fatali or whatever it's called, like sequence at the beginning of 8. And I was just so mesmerized by how like fantastic the visuals and the music, like everything, the visuals, the music, the emotion. I was just like, wow, like this isn't a video game. Like I get to be part of an incredible story. And that's what every Final Fantasy consistently delivered. Um oh my god. And it's really cool. So this is really fun. This is so nostalgic. Like so at Anime Expo, I just got exposed to a lot of that during the weekend, and it just made me think about it again, about like wanting to revisit it. And I was telling Shrimpy, because Shrimpy didn't know how important Final Fantasy was to me growing up. And like my cousin and I, we would like pretend to be asleep. We'd sleep over each other's houses, and we would like pretend we'd be asleep, and we'd sleep in the same room, right? We'd sleep in the same bed or whatever, make sure our parents were asleep, and then we'd like sit up and start playing Final Fantasy, and you played it on PS, and Final Fantasy games were like 4 discs long and whatever the fuck it was, and we do shit like that. It just makes me so nostalgic. Oh, wah. Bah. So I just got hit with so many feels from so many places. Like it was just that was so good, and just like the sense of adventure. It's really nice. Oh, yeah, and I'm sure, of course, like no game's perfect. Like, oh my god, but I think it's so cool, like to see like this wonderful thing, this piece of artwork that you get to play through, and then you get to see this adorable fucking Lalafell parade. And then I know that MMDs, like the Miku Miku dance videos, like there's a whole like section of people who are obsessed with doing them with like Final Fantasy 14 like avatars and stuff. Like it's just so cool to see how strong like that legacy is, and people are still connecting with it. Because that was like a really long time ago, and it just is so cool to see that. And so I've just been going through wanting to connect with a lot of the things that brought me a lot of joy when I was younger, like Pokemon and now Final Fantasy. It's been really cool. So sorry, I got a lot of feelings. That's crazy. That was so cool. That was so fucking cool. Oh boy. Oh, so cool. So tomorrow we get to play. Tomorrow we'll play. Tomorrow we'll play. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be good. Tomorrow we'll play. Yeah. Oh, that got me in the feels pretty hardcore. Oh my goodness. Oh. I did not expect that. I thought today we're deciding whether or not I was going to be an American cat girl that shoots all her fucking lizard enemies. I thought that's what we were going to decide. What server I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I don't know anything about the servers. And which one to go to. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one to go to. Yeah. Yeah. I still remember playing FF2 for the very first time, being blown away by what a game could be. I had only played stuff like Mario Brothers and racing games, and then suddenly story love. It's true, and I do love me a good love story. I really do. Not only because I'm a romantic at heart, but I just love the idea of like what you're fighting for, right? And I love love. I love stories with love. I really do. That's why, like, oh, Final Fantasy X is such a good game because it was such like a sweet love versus I feel like 8 is kind of complicated. 7 is never really resolved in the original. 9 was really cute. I really like 9 a lot because of its romance and stuff. But I also love the style of 9, and the music of 9 is my favorite. Final Fantasy 9 music is my favorite. Yeah. I know a fair amount of streamers that are on FamFrit in the Primal Data Center and Brynhilda and Crystal. I guess I can ask. I don't know what to do. Yeah. You're on Aether Siren? Oh, thank you for the recommendation. Final Fantasy X was my intro to the series and remains my favorite game of all time. Was my intro? Yeah. My fine like I love 7, 8, 9, and 10 for a lot of different reasons. Final Fantasy 10 is like Don Don's favorite. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, 10 is a goodie. I think also 10, like when 10 came out, the jump from Final Fantasy 9 to Final Fantasy 10 in terms of graphics quality in the game was so huge. Like in the cutscenes, like the Suteki Dane scene was so like it blew people's minds in terms of how gorgeous and how like it wasn't done like that before, right? Like cutscenes like that I feel like are common nowadays. But when that came out, it was such a brain breaker and such a monumental moment in the game. It is so stunning and it was just it was so great. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm just thinking about it. It gets me so mad. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You know, I loved the what is it called? I loved remake. I thought part 1 remake, Final Fantasy 7 remake, part 1 was done really 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 well. Um and you know, I haven't played anything beyond that yet. I've been wanting to, especially with Don Don, because we played we played that one together, and he hasn't been spoiled about what happens in 7. And I was like, oh my god, like 7 is notorious for it. Like Game of Thrones, people being like, oh, Game of Thrones killed his character in episode 6. I was like, yeah, and guess what? Final Fantasy 7 did that, killed a beloved character. So many years prior. Oh my god. And I was an Aerith girly too. Anyway. Uh but so good. Uh it was so good. Like I loved playing the 7 remake and it was just so beautiful to watch. And like how they reinterpreted like the areas and things like that. It was such a joy to play. It was so nostalgic and so beautiful. And I loved how they developed some of the writing for some of the characters even further. I fell in love with them all over again. And I remembered like why I loved it. Cause that was the first game I played in a long time. Cause when I played Final Fantasy 14, I feel like I'm so happy I actually watched this. So thank you for the thank you for the recommendation of learning the context of it. Cause every time I start, I was just like, okay, like I feel like this is I'm not as emotionally hooked as I have been with other Final Fantasies. And this one having this context and having more information, I think helps me jump into it. Yeah, a lot more. Like I'm very excited. Yeah, yeah. It was really great. This was so wonderful. Oh my goodness, this was so wonderful. Oh, okay. So we're gonna start playing tomorrow. I know I haven't released this content schedule for the week because there's some things that had happened last minute that kind of were up in the air. But however, that is to say that is to say I'm I'm really excited. Yeah. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to play tomorrow. And it's going to be a great time. Okay. So let's see who I'm going to find someone to rate today. Oh, have I rated?
Oopsies.
Oh, okay. I haven't rated her before, but I do adore her. She's such a cutie. She's just a cutie VTuber. Her name's Toma. I've met Toma. She's such a cutie patoots. And she just did a pop up during AX. So would love to yeah. I think tomorrow I will be starting a little later. I have a meeting. That'll probably be 2 hours, so that's like from 2 to 4. So I'd be starting at 4 p.m. I mean, sorry. I'd be starting at 3 to 4 p.m. PT, 7 p.m. ET, I think. Tomorrow. I think I said I was going to start at 3, an hour earlier, but I think I'm going to start an hour later because I had to shift some meetings around this week. So, yeah. Hi, Colonel Yu. Yeah, you're coming at the end, unfortunately. But it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. I want to go sit in my feelings. I love it. I just want to watch Final Fantasy cutscenes now for the rest of the night. I just want to watch Final Fantasy cutscenes for the rest of the night. Yeah. Okay, so we will okay, so we're gonna go raid Toma. Here's your raid message. Hold on, it's Greaser. Gremlin raid. Here you go. Oh, whoops. Ignore the little parentheses at the end. Sorry, the little bracket. Great. So we're gonna go raid Toma. Toma, cutie patoot. Let's go raid her. Thanks everybody. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful rest of your night. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out and letting me cry. Bye. Mwah. Bye.
Explain what an anime is, and after that, then you have to explain